Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap in. Tap, tap, tap in.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top. Yeah.
Low waist, fat, fat, baby, tap in.
Oh, I'm going to tap in for sure.
Tap, tap, tap in.
Man, listen, that intro is always another tap, 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 another tap, 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 then something adding, and bitch, I got to tap in. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover.
Good morning. Yes.
What's today? Wednesday? Today's hump day?
Yes, today's hump day. Hump day, hump day.
Day, the official, that means nothing, that we've been rocking out for years now. Everybody's like, it's hump day. What is hump day? Hump day is just middle of the week that you get to Thursday. Shout to Thursday. Thursday is more important than Wednesday. Hump day just leads to Thursday. So, ladies and gentlemen, shout to Jay Blizzy, Jay Black, who must be on some old, he's not feeling good because he would stick his head in here right now, at least for an hour. But obviously he's on, Lady Q done told him to shut the fuck up. Like Lady Q said, you got to lay down, put your head down on the pillow, drink this soup, and shut the fuck up.
Take this tussin.
Take this tussin with the real stuff. Take this vitamin D. Jay Black had to take vitamin D. B12. Take all this sea moss.
The zinc.
Yeah,
sea moss.
And get all that stuff in your system and make it happen. So Jay Black must not feel well. Okay, so let's start. Shawnee, how was your night last night?
The night just ran into the morning. That's why I look like this. So I've been working on something that I can't.
You don't look bad. First of all, you don't look bad at all. You don't look bad at all. Your bottom lip is amazing. But I don't want to compliment you too much because there's gonna be comments saying I want to have sex with you. Go ahead, Shawnee.
But I think this week I've probably gotten about 4.5 hours of sleep total. So
that's not healthy.
I'm almost finished. I haven't fallen over yet, but when I get finished, I'm gonna be so excited to show you guys this. You're like, oh, that's what you've been doing. Oh, and last night I had a conversation about you, Mike.
Yeah. What's the conversation?
I can't tell you.
She can't tell you.
Today at 3:30, I had to have another conversation about you. So.
Big things going.
Why you treat me like a whore? Like I'm not your hoe. I'm not your hoe, Shawnee.
You are. If you were, you would definitely be the bottom bitch.
I'm not the bottom bitch. I would be my personality. I am the top.
Well, the bottom bitch is code for like the top bitch.
Oh, the bottom bitch is?
Yeah, like that's that my bottom bitch. Yeah, like that's
That feels like in a threesome that you're on the bottom all the time. Right? Doesn't that sound like it? The bottom bitch don't sound like
threesome. You on the bottom all the time.
Yeah, like if y'all both 69 each other, you the bottom chick.
No, in the pimp game, your bottom bitch is like when all your hoes go away. That bottom bitch is right there.
I don't even like your seductive voice when you're saying. I don't even like your seductive voice. If you the bottom, so Shawnee, you got people you talking to me about today?
Yeah, last night, late last night. Well, I guess it wasn't too late. It was. I had to have. I think it's about 9:30. I had a Zoom call about you. And then that went well. So today at 3:30, we're gonna have another meeting with some more people about you.
Ooh.
Yeah,
a bunch of dudes, or is it a bunch of dudes that you talking to?
It was a dude. Yeah, it was a dude last night. Now today, I'll find out if it's dudes and
can we have one vagina have a good conversation about me?
I mean, well, I'm there. You know.
I mean, no, yeah, but it's different. But Jesus, like, all right. All right, well, God bless. Let's make this happen. Let's make this pop off. Let's make it work. Keep Shawn Robinson.
Whatever it is, you have to cooperate.
I'm down. I'm down for the get down. Mo, how was your night? You came in here. A lot of people aren't going to get this reference because you're too young. But Mo came in with the Flashdance audition sweater on. And a lot of people are not gonna get that. Go Google Flashdance and Irene Cara. Cara. When you see the audition tape that she had to do, I mean, her breasts were tiny. in that audition tape.
Yes,
Yes,
they
and
were.
she cried. She
Two
okay.
bee
Let me get
stings.
the background. So they work. They all are on this in this high school called. It's like the Fame High School in New York,
Mhm.
which the girl I work with, Jonesy, actually went to, where it's the performing arts thing, and everybody's trying to make it, and they really sing all the time, they act all the time, and then a director gets her to come to his apartment, and he has a little like camera, and he's like, "Take your shirt off." Yes, and she starts crying, and he keeps going. She's being set up. Mo has that 1984 look right now. And I'm not even the one who did it. I ain't even the one who did it. How was your night? How was your night, Mo?
I had a big date.
Oh,
I
no,
had
stop.
a big
Oh.
date.
Stop real
I had a
quick.
date with the heating pad,
Oh,
5 pillows,
okay. I'm like,
2 between my legs, one on my back.
Because your period is crazy, right?
I have endometriosis. To the endometriosis community out there, yes.
Does that just mean bad periods?
thank you, Sequoise.
That means that I have cramps that make you want to just jump off the bridge.
Yeah.
And write a note and say, "Tell my mama I love her." Because I'm going to the upper room. Yeah, it's severe.
Yep.
And those who suffer from it, it is debilitating, it's life-changing. You have to plan your whole entire life around it. It's a whole community of people who suffer from it.
If you smoke weed, does that make it better? Like
I didn't have any to even find out. Normally I have prescription drugs, but I've been away. I was fighting COVID, so I my travel plans back home were delayed, so I didn't get home to the good drugs. I hope my doctor isn't watching this. I'm not med seeking. But yeah, the good drugs are at home, and normally I'm able to, at least manage the pain and go about the things I have to do. But yesterday.
Okay, so
you should have hit up Sequoise. Our nurse.
Yeah, but Sequoise can't get them prescriptions out there that fast. She can't get them out there.
No, and yeah, because she's not treating me. I mean, she could do maybe possibly a telemed visit, but I'm not sure how that would go because she's never done a physical examination on me. I'm not sure. Maybe I should ask when she comes on today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I have to say this, and don't everybody get mad, because I know I got ovaries all over the place in the fucking show right now.
I'm sorry to hear that, Kelly.
Everybody, Kelly, I have the same thing that she said as well. Horrible shit.
Endometriosis.
I ain't pronouncing that bullshit. Like it's early in the morning. Who the fuck is gonna pronounce that shit?
It's a whole community out there.
Cystosis. Like no, I'm not.
Survivors. Yes.
So that means that means your period is super
it's crazy.
Nuclear. It's crazy.
Yes. Wu-Tang Clan, protect your neck crazy. Like, yeah.
That means your kidneys hurt.
Everything hurts. Everything hurts.
And you can't have how long does the period last?
6 to 7 days.
Jesus, my God, that's a long time.
It is. Says the person who goes through it every 3 weeks.
Now, I'm just saying, if I'm laying next to you, I'm like, God damn, with 6-7 days, and then is it heavy bleeding? Are you doing super pads that are bulletproof? What are we doing?
Yes. So she is heavy for the first couple of days, and then then she decides to give me a little break. And it takes
heavy. I shouldn't the shower is different. You got to clean that shower afterwards before I.
Yeah, it's like a crime scene. It's like a crime scene, no doubt. Definitely giving me Jason 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 Halloween. We're up to Halloween 12 now. Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Carrie
with
the pig blood. Mm-hmm.
Before I get serious into this, have you ever had sex on your first 3 days?
Hells to the no.
You've never had nobody gangster like that was I'm about that life?
No. If you with me, then you you better go get me some soup. You better go get me my drugs, and you better go get me a cup of tea or something. So yeah, no, that's just not happening.
It's not about them being gangster. She ain't gonna
listen.
You don't want anybody to touch you.
Don't even breathe on me.
Okay, so
and when you get in the bed, don't move.
It's borderline, right? It's borderline almost. I almost want to equate it to childbirth, contractions.
Yeah,
I think my contractions were less severe than what I go through every 3 weeks.
I should have wrote my question down.
I agree.
I had a question. I didn't write it down. So
Wellness Wednesday
is it every, like, do some months go by better, or does this happen every month? Or
this happens every 3 weeks. Forget months, because I know men think of, the visit comes every month. No, this is every 3 weeks. If you look at your calendar,
oh my God,
every 3 weeks you anticipate
this intensity,
pain, this intense amount of pain that's going to become.
Shawnee, you got the same shit.
It's almost traumatic.
I'm not as bad as Mo, but after COVID, I did, and that's what I was going to tell you.
You gonna blame it on COVID?
After COVID
changed your vagina.
Well, it's not your vagina. It's your
cycle.
But, before that, it was bad because, like, after COVID, I had a cycle for almost a month.
Oh my God!
Now that has happened to me as well.
And a lot of people saying that females that have had COVID, when after they get better from it, and their cycle is all jacked up.
Hence, this is not when it was supposed to come. And
I'm so happy to ever have an average sized penis. Oh my God.
What that got to do
I am
with
so happy. I would never want to go through the shit y'all go through right now. Oh my God. Like, I feel so bad.
Sequoise is saying COVID and the vaccine caused a lot of problems with cycles. So
it ain't changed nothing on my penis. No masturbate. I masturbate the same way.
Your body doesn't go through this rhythmic change like women have to go through every 3 weeks. So
no, it don't.
Off each other, because Mo texted me yesterday.
Yes,
telling me what was going on, and a couple of hours later, I started cramping. I was like, "Oh,
I'm so sorry."
That's why you shouldn't be talking to other chicks that cramp. That's what you get. You talk to somebody who's cramping, now you cramping. No.
And normally when women hang around each other, for a long period of time, it normally your cycle starts to sync. There's something hormonal about it that you start to have your cycle.
That's what y'all evil chick. That's what y'all get. Y'all evil.
Yeah.
It don't
y'all
happen
all
with
back
dudes.
to back or the same time.
Y'all don't.
You got 4 women in your house.
Yeah, and guess what? And they still do what they do. Evil.
And it becomes expensive. It be that's expensive too. If you think about it, think about how much how many products you have to buy. Yeah,
pads, pain medicine.
Oh no, they don't set me out to get everything. They don't set me out to get whatever. But the one thing, they didn't all come, like, they didn't adjacent together, because there's what was that, 4 vaginas? There's the vaginas in there, and they still vary off. Like, because my daughters, that's the worst thing of just having a good relationship with your daughters. My daughters would be like, "Oh my God!" I'm like, "What's wrong?" She's like, "I'm on my period." I hate when they say that. But I'm like, "What's wrong?" I'm on my period, and it's all, nobody has even the twins haven't come together and fell on their periods at the same time. Because I've gotten,
that's good though.
I've gotten,
they're usually back to back, back to back.
Yeah.
So you got 4, so every week of the month.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't play with them. I step away. I'm the only man in the house. I step away and don't even.
You're programmed.
Yeah, I move away. I'm like, y'all handle that, since y'all women always want to be alone. I'm like,
but that's the best thing that you can do for them, and just say, "Dad's here. Like, if you need something, just let me know."
Yeah, just send me. I'm Uber. I'm Uber Eats. Oh, that was a bad. Not Uber Eats. No, DoorDash. I'm DoorDash, not Uber Eats. I'm DoorDash.
What's wrong with Uber Eats?
I just feel like sexually.
It did. He said that. Yeah. DoorDash is red. I think it's appropriate.
I think it's DoorDash. All right, so Shawnee sent this meme, and she said, "This is Michael Shawn." This is Michael Shawn. Which I was like,
I co-sign it, Shawn.
We don't have Jay Black here.
I laughed several times. I did.
All right, so this is the meme, and just for everybody, let me see when it comes up on TV. All right, I'll read it. I'm not gonna be in no friend zone with either gonna touch each other private parts or I'm not texting no more, bitch. Let me read that again.
No, say it like you would
Say it like you would say
You
it.
would say it.
I'm not gonna be in your friend zone. We either gonna touch each other, we gonna touch each other's private parts, or I'm not texting you no more, bitch. Like,
say it with your chest, Mike. Say it with your chest.
That you letting that bitch, kind of like,
that was
and that's not how you.
In real life, I'm not gonna
Right.
be in your friend fucking zone. We either gonna touch each other's private parts, or I'm not texting you no more, bitch. Okay, let me try one more time. I'm not gonna be in your friend zone for real. Understand, I'm a grown ass man. You either touching me and you either sucking this or I'm licking that. Or listen, man, don't ever text me again, bitch. Now, I don't think that's totally accurate. Like,
and can women say this? Like, so if you adopt this into your Michael Shawn's land as a law, can women say this too?
I'm just saying this. Yes, I think women can say.
I think so. Yeah,
I absolutely think women. But you're not gonna be like slide somebody in a friend zone and think they're gonna be cool with it. Some people and men and women will slide somebody in. No, we're not. No, we're not.
Wait a minute. What's wrong with the friend zone?
No, we're not. No.
What's wrong with the friend zone?
What's wrong with the friend zone?
Because let me know. You have to let the person know they're in the friend zone. Like, if you bold enough to slide me in the friend zone, then you bold enough to tell somebody, listen here, before we do anything else, I've put you in the friend zone. Because
but we just friends from the jump, right? So why we gotta have that conversation?
Right.
We're not holding hands and kissing.
I think the conversation comes in more like when you are trying to go further. But if you're just friends, does that need to be explained?
How about this? If you're my ugly friend, you don't have to explain.
I gotta be the ugly friend.
If you're my ugly friend.
But what if I don't think I'm ugly?
Okay, that's what I was about to say.
How do you designate me as the ugly friend?
If you have not come to reality that you are a 4, that's not my bad. If I have never asked you, if I have never tried anything, you're a 4.
But if we just friends, this is where I'm trying to figure out, where did it go from we ain't touching if we can't touch each other's private. If we just friends, if we just start out as friends, is it because you tried to holler first or what? How do we establish that?
I'll tell you what the problem is. It's because people aren't real in the beginning. Nobody says that they're attracted to each other. Like, nobody just actually says in the beginning, yeah, I don't know where this is going. Okay, this is the okay.
Because I'm trying to
hold on. Let me give you all the realest shit ever. That would solve everything.
Okay.
This statement right here would solve everything. Men to women, women to men. If y'all just had this conversation and said, you know what? Technically, I would fuck you.
Not technically.
But that doesn't mean I'm going to. But looking at you right now, I would fuck you. But I'm not saying I'm going to. I'm just saying I am attracted to you in that way. If men and women can have that conversation in the beginning, and that doesn't mean you're committed. That doesn't mean that you go like, yeah. But if that means that you like, listen, before we go any further, let's be clear. I would fuck the shit out of you right now. But it might not happen. And if women were allowed to say what they really want to say, because women, y'all know when y'all look at a man and y'all be like, I will fuck him. But that doesn't mean we signed a contract. It just means that it's right there. It's right there.
What happened to blossoming relationships and getting to know one another? Like, what's so off about that?
That is blossoming relationships, being honest in the beginning.
We can look at him and be like, oh, he's fuckable.
And then
I have looked at somebody and been like, oh, I will out of him if I got time.
You just said yes.
Even I done said that, Mo.
But then that's when you have the next level conversation. I don't think automatically you got to tell somebody, we in the friend zone. I ain't gonna never talk to you. Ain't that happening, right? Like,
but the friend zone has been used. The friend zone has been used by people, men and women, because the friend zone's always, everybody says women use it. Men use the friend zone too. There are mad men who are using women right now to cook them dinner and to actually clean their apartment and do something because you're in the friend zone. The friend zone is some user shit. Like, okay, if we gonna be friends, that means we don't do anything for each other. Me, Mo,
friends do things for each other though.
No, but me, Shawnee, and Mo are in the friend zone for life. They have never asked me for anything. They've never been like, yo, Mike, Sean, can you do this? No, because real friends, unless it's a emergency and there's something that like we need, like, or I need them. I'm like, yo, Stacy's sick. Can y'all take care of the kids on that stuff? But y'all, some people manipulate the friend zone is like, I'm going to use the fuck out of you. I'm going to put you in the friend zone and make you think there's a potential that your dick or your vagina can get some pleasure out of this.
Yeah, they do that. Yeah.
So
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, I'm not going to be in the friend zone. I'm not going to be in the friend zone unless I'm like, but geez, like, let somebody know in the beginning. Like, y'all know if there's a potential that you can at least get the tip in.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, I don't know. I mean, I can't even remember who I saw that I thought that of, but I know I have. But I don't think it was appropriate just to be like, oh, hey, you know what? I will fuck you. No, it wasn't.
No, but give them. Can y'all give us the clues to be like, listen, act right. If you act right, you're gonna be good. Like, I wish people could actually say what they had to say. Let me tell you how many guys would act right and be like, listen, homie, act right. Because
now you only acting right because you think
you want to get some. Right. There's a motive.
But do you see how y'all overthink it? He was doing the same thing anyway. He was doing the same.
I think, but you still have to finesse it. You can't just say do X, Y, Z, and I'm going to give you this. I mean, if you want to give the blueprint to how to get to Candyland, I mean, what's the point?
Yeah,
because Mo, we act in the same way for Candyland. Like, this is what I'm saying. Honesty really is in some certain circumstances the best policy. We're gonna act the same way.
So if it's about honesty, why can't you say, look, I'm really feeling you. I'm really trying to get to know you better. I
want to be in your vagina. See?
Oh,
look,
wait a minute. Hold up.
In real life. No, I want to be in your vagina.
You can't say that to a woman the first time you meet her. Like, yes, look, this is what I want to do.
Yes,
maybe you, Michael, Sean, but the average regular dude walking down the street can't walk up to a lady that's about something and say, "Yo, I'm trying to smash."
No,
yes, they do though. But they do.
They do.
All right, that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful.
That's right.
But they do. Yeah, I'm just trying to hit.
Okay. All right, that's
What's
bad.
Up with that,
that's bad.
I appreciate your honesty and your candor, but
it was nice.
No,
meeting you,
it was nice meeting you.
I'm saying if we go on a date, we're dating and we're literally ordering the mozzarella sticks and whatever.
Mozzarella sticks.
I love mozzarella sticks. I know Jay Black would be like, pause. I just like mozzarella. They're so useless, but it's not even like mozzarella sticks taste that good. But they're so like they just make it happen. But there's sometimes when you get the mozzarella sticks, the appetizers, if you just tell the truth at that moment, we don't have to waste another 4 hours. Like, even if you
feel like the conversation period is wasting away.
I think it's good. I think it's good. But if a woman says, if everybody's like got the lie detector test, and you go like, yo, I would really like to have sex with you, and then the woman goes, well, you have like an 80% chance.
It's like the weather, yeah. It's an 80% chance.
You got like 80% chance.
I might let you take a dive in the snacks.
And you know what? I might not let you hit it tonight. But you definitely, and like for real. And then the woman gets a like break down him. Okay, so what is it about me that you are not really into? Well, this and that. Then y'all go the date. Now y'all know where the pressure, like y'all get it. Like y'all have sexual tension. Like I hate the fact that we go on dates and nobody has sexual tension. Like some of y'all women go on dates and be like, I would never let him touch me ever in life. And
9 times out of 10 is something that you said. Trigger that, because if a woman has gone out with you on a date, that means that there's some level of attraction there.
Or she's hungry. Or she might be hungry. Or she might be hungry.
I mean, you gotta weed through the ones who just want to get fed every 5 days a week and they go out with different dudes, because that does happen.
She might not have no lights in her house. She might not have no lights in her house.
I ain't talking about because she need PSE&G to come through. She needs somebody to pay the bill. I'm talking about women who genuinely are out on a date because they look into date and looking for somebody, and they're not going to date you. A woman's not going to come out on a date with you if she's looking for somebody and she's not attracted to you in some type of way. She's not going to say yes.
Oh, but my thing is like, then there's the honesty thing. If everybody was just honest, tell me why you're attracted to me. Like, it's so, like, the honesty thing.
Normally it's the physical attraction. If I don't know you, there has to be some type of appeal that makes me even want to at least go out on the first date to get to know you.
That's what I'm saying. That what you just said is exactly what I'm saying. So guys will know where the game is going. Guys will be like, some guys will be like, you attracted to me because of my looks. No, I'm attracted to you because you make me laugh. Or I'm attracted to you for this. And then you find out that she was really attracted because you just held open a door. Or you pulled out a chair. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if the honesty game came in, we would all know exactly where were we at. Like, even women would be like, oh my God. So if it was 100% honest, they'd be like, oh, you really just like my titties? Is that it?
Like Kelly's saying. She said she's actually done it.
Yeah.
And it's been done to her.
Well, Kelly, that was deep. Wait a second. Just be honest. I've told the guy I just want to fuck. And the guy has told me that, and I respected it. All right, Kelly. You're like a daughter to me. Let's stop talking this fuck shit. All right.
Yes, Anthony. He says, sorry, trying to smash and trying to have a relationship is two different conversations. But
you know what's kind of crazy? It's kind of crazy. If a guy really wants a relationship and he's like, I'm not trying to smash. And he's like, and a woman's in the mood that night. And she's really in the mood. She's like, you're not going to take me? And you're like, no. Like, I really like you. Y'all will look at men like they're crazy,
because has that been the norm for that person? You know, that's like an anomaly. You know, guys, every guy does not do that. Every guy, like, be clear, every guy does not act that way.
But
so yes, it will come as a shock. Like, what, you passing up on some?
Yeah, but when a guy says that, then y'all damn near ready to call us gay.
I mean,
y'all ready to call when somebody is found and been like, I done ran the streets and the whole thing. Like, I really don't. What if a guy says this? Everybody on IG Live. If a guy says this, I don't want to mess this up. Like, I don't want to. We just went to Fridays, and we just had some double shots.
We shared mozzarella sticks.
We shared mozzarella sticks and potato skins.
And you don't want this?
No, because I like you. If a guy
did shots with you,
yes. If a guy said this, like right now, he's like, for real, like, I really like you. Can we just chill? Like, can we just chill?
Friends.
Oh my God, no! I don't want to be friends. I want to be your man, but
he want to take it nice and slow, like Usher.
I don't want to have sex right now.
I get it. I get it.
Oh my God, y'all would kill
But he
us.
drugged me yesterday for saying I ain't sleep with somebody. But okay, you don't want to have sex.
Because a lot of times,
Shawnee, that
Mike,
is a totally different
No, it's
show,
not.
Shawnee.
No, it's not.
Okay. We can bring it back to that.
Okay,
But that's a totally different show.
but what you just said to your point, Mike, men who do say stuff like that, it does come as a shock to a lot of women, because a lot of women are used to having the pressure of a man just being all over them and wanting to get to, like, skip all of the other stuff. Let's get to just smashing. And so, yeah, when you find a man who says, well, nah, like, let's take it slow. I'm not really thinking about that part right now. I'm looking at getting to know you. I'm very much attracted to you. Yes. Then, especially if you take a woman who has insecurities, who struggle with rejection, just like people misinterpret interpret messages. I think sometimes women do the same thing. Women will say, "Oh, wait a minute, he don't want to hit. Like, we out, we drinking, we eating, we having a nice time, and he tell me he don't want to hit. I'm giving him the green light, and he's saying he still don't. They equate that to, this person must not be attracted to me. This person must not be. They may not desire me, and then she might start tearing herself down in her mind, like, what's wrong with me? Did I wear the wrong outfit?
No, it wasn't.
Not like my hair. Like, it becomes a superficial thing.
But Jacqueline said, I spent the night with my new friend, and knows that I'm more attracted to him now.
Ooh, new friend.
No, I mean, there's sometimes when you realize when nothing happened, not a daughter, Mike, laugh out loud. Date men your age.
Kelly J dates men your age.
Let me tell you something. Kelly. You're my daughter. Shut the fuck up.
Kelly,
we're not doing that, Kelly. Like, I know you, and we sat there and I smoked the black and mild from, yes, you are my daughter.
Shawn, you still have your full hairline, and you don't have to take the little blue pill. So you're a high commodity. Like, people. No. She said your age. That was like a,
I don't give a fuck, Kelly J. No.
No.
You're a part of the goddamn team. It's kind of, it's like a weird situation with and certain guys. I think we get put into this. Let me say we, because I ain't shit. Like, I wasn't shit when I was like. So let me say, I was just trying to fuck.
It with that.
I was trying to fuck. Like, I was trying to
give a little bit more context.
Yeah, but they're dudes.
You weren't telling nobody that.
No, I was all the way in. But they are guys who are trying to, like, right now, like, figure something out, and, like, they don't want to have sex because it gets confused. Like, if you have good sex with somebody, y'all might not even, you probably shouldn't be together. Like, let's say you get somebody and you have sex chemistry. That doesn't mean you have couple chemistry.
Absolutely.
Right. And a lot of women confuse that.
And men do too. You got sex chemistry where everything just happens to go. What is this when you hold hands during prayer and you interlock fingers? Like, yeah. Sometimes sex can happen where this happens, where you interlock and you're like, we're perfect. But for the rest of the relationship, y'all ain't perfect. But every time y'all get naked, y'all interlock fingers and you're like, wow, this is amazing. So sex can be so confusing. Like, sometimes you got to realize, I think I said this in a joke. You love somebody. You into somebody when after sex is over, you realize there's nowhere else you want to be after it's over. Whether
you don't ask her, so what you doing after this? Where you going?
And you ain't looked at your phone. When you realize that the place that you want to be is right there after the sex is over. I'm talking about after the orgasms, after all the licking and all the whatever, and all the dirty talk. But then when y'all just sitting there and y'all got the TV on and the flat screen's on, you want to be there. To me, that kind of means you want to be with the person. I might be wrong.
I think that anytime you have any type of level of physical intimacy and the chemistry is right, I think that's it's a dangerous place to be if that's the start of your relationship, because you definitely have clouded judgment. It makes you put your blinders on. You don't see all of the flaws and the things that would normally you would say hell no to. So when the thrill of the sex chemistry wears off or whatnot, or the sex becomes less, you're going to start seeing all of those things that you couldn't see because the sex was so good. You're going to stop seeing, well, I don't like the way he chew his food.
No, but
I don't like how she be trying to put a bonnet on. You wear that bonnet all the time? Yeah, I was wearing it all the time, but you wasn't paying attention.
No, but that's what I'm saying, Mo. What I'm saying is after sex, after the orgasm has happened,
right,
and you still want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that for me, that is the point where you go like, wow, I really fuck with this person. Like,
but what happens when there's a life change or a shift with your sexual practices? Maybe you're not able to have sex as much as you were before, right? That's when you start to open yourself up to have more time to notice the other things about that person.
But I think after okay, all right, no, I get it.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
no, but I'm saying after once for a man, after the orgasm is over, all of a sudden that person is turned into the person they really are. Like after you come, all of a sudden the person turns into like you're a 13 on a scale of 1 to 10. You're a 13. Then after I come, then you turn into that person, and you go like, and once you realize I like her. Like, once you realize I want to be here. Like, if you're still touching feet after orgasms, and my left foot reaches out or my right foot reaches out, and then you're like, I really like to be here. And then y'all start having a talk like afterwards, and y'all still got the TV on. Then you're like, oh shit, I really like hearing her voice. Like, after orgasms are so vicious that afterwards is when you find out that you really got, even though you should find out you have something in common before y'all. You should find that out. But sometimes you think you have something in common, and then the orgasm happens, and then once you get done, you're like, and it's men and women. Women will be like, I can get the fuck out of here. But
sorry.
But if y'all literally after some good sex and y'all ain't been drunk or shit, and y'all have some good sex and y'all like, what you want to order? You want to order Uber Eats? I think that is so dope. Like, y'all like, what you want to order something? Yeah, I want to order something. I want to order something. And what you want to order? And then all of a sudden y'all get into a conversation, and then y'all realize y'all really like each other. I said this like 6 months ago. There is something about being in a relationship that y'all just get along. Like, we're cool. Like, we watch the Avengers and Spider-Man, the new movie Spider-Man, and we're like, and we have a good time. I don't know.
Hey, Judge.
Because y'all want to be in love. I know. All right.
Good morning, Judge Givens.
Your Honor.
Judge Amber Givens. I'm trying to let them know, like, sometimes you just want to relate to the person. You
can. But I'm saying that if you're out there looking for a relationship and you started off with it just being sexually intense and y'all chemistry is like this, and that's the only thing that you have led with in terms of, like, that's your one big connection.
But that's the problem.
When the sex tapers off, not the quality, but when the amount of sex that you have initially, when it starts to taper off, or things get in the way where you're not having sex as much, you start to see the annoying flaws that probably would have annoyed your ass in the beginning, had you took a peek before y'all got into a sexual relationship.
And that's what I'm saying. That's when people like each other after the orgasm. That's when you know you like somebody. After we both had an orgasm, or you've had multiple orgasms, and you had 12 and I had 2, and we're sitting there and we're laying in the bed, then all of a sudden you realize, I really want to stay here. The orgasms are just orgasms like playing Madden, y'all. Orgasms are playing Madden. You're playing Madden and you're getting first downs and you're winning the game. And then after the game is done and you put your joints up and now you're like, and you look at each other and you're like, what we got to talk about? Then all of a sudden y'all realize y'all got some silly shit to talk about. Like y'all literally connect with each other and all of a sudden y'all having a conversation and y'all really Netflixing and chill.
Mm-hmm.
Orgasms is just, it's like, whoosh, 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 and you can hate each other. Do you know you can give the person one of the best orgasms ever when the bitch hates you and you hate her and you don't ever want to see her again? But then after the orgasms, you're like, wow, this is amazing. I really want you to lay next to me every night. I want to wake up with you every morning. That was the coolest shit I've ever said in my life.
Yeah, wouldn't that be if y'all hate each other and then you have sex with each other and have an orgasm? That's
the sex is the only thing that's holding you together.
You still hate each
that's your only tie.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. The orgasms are just orgasms. They're just physical reactions. Somebody knows how to set off your triggers and get you to come really hard. It's what happens. It's what happens after the orgasm. It happens when you're laying next to each other and what you say to each other. And do you really sometimes after orgasm, you want to bounce out. And then sometimes after an orgasm, you're like, I hope she wants me to stay here.
Oh, business bully.
Yes, Mike, I thought the same thing.
But you have released, your body's released so many endorphins and such, and so yes, you're going to have that euphoric on top of the world, this is nice feeling once that happens. And yes, if she's pretty enough or he's attractive enough or he can carry a little conversation, make you giggle, yeah, you might lay there after sex and still feel like, this might be my person. But if that's the only thing you have in common, I promise you, it's going to taper off, and that person is going to slowly slide into, I can't stand the way she or he does this. I can't stand the way he or she does that, because the only thing you have in common is the fact that the sex is good.
But that's what
that's what y'all.
I'm saying I'm saying you're saying after. I'm saying after you still have that euphoric feeling, you still, it's the lingering of the sex. I think it is.
Just
introduce her.
Herpes Goddess, bring her in. Bring her in.
She deserves a better.
Ladies and gentlemen, the most amazing woman who's ever documented her struggles and everything, the Herpes Goddess.
There we go.
Hi, Shayna.
That first intro was, Mike.
It was dry like the Sahara Desert.
Bring the Herpes Goddess in. And then bring
my God. Here go the vaginas. Here go the vaginas.
Okay,
they all
you got to let her in the club on IG.
Oh,
God damn it.
For those who don't know, it's Wellness Wednesdays today.
Yes.
There you go,
Shayna Singleton.
Shayna,
our Herpes Goddess.
You lively today. You got the
yes, I love the hair. I like the hair.
You. I've been up since 5:30. So
doing what? Doing interviews?
Well, no. I woke up, had coffee, made pancakes for the kids.
You got good pancakes? Don't play. You got good pancakes, or they just deal with it. You got good pancakes for real? Like you got the.
They all right.
They all right? Okay, all right. Go ahead,
I am a chef, if you didn't know. I have my bachelor's in food science and culinary arts. I'm a plant-based chef.
Okay. All right, so what's your go-to? What's your go-to recipe that you like? If I gotta turn somebody, not turn somebody else actually, but if I gotta turn a party out, what you gonna
well,
make?
It's my go-to seasoning because I make my sofrito from scratch. So if I put
sofrito,
whoa. You need to pull out the horns on that one. She said she makes a sofrito. Yes.
The sofrito. Wait a second. What?
She said it don't come out the jar. It don't come out the little glass jar. She makes her own sofrito.
What Puerto Ricans was you messing with? What are we doing here?
My mother's name is Marisol Pagan. My grandfather is Jesus Pagan. My grandmother is Angela Garcia. I am an Afro Latina.
Okay. All right. So what's the meal? What's the one? Okay, you have the seasoning that you make, and we'll get into herpes and all that. But God damn it, she has another life. The life ain't all about that.
Things we did not know.
Go ahead. Continue on. Continue on with the seasoning that you've made.
So anything that I make with my sofrito is gonna be crack. That's
Right.
That's my go-to. You ask me for my go-to. My go-to is sofrito. If I can make that, I freeze it up in like ice cube trays, put it in a bag.
Get the fuck out of here. And what do you season everything with? Do you put that on everything?
Well, I put that only on like if I'm making Caribbean food, Puerto Rican cuisine. If I'm not making that, then I won't use it because I don't like everything tasting like sofrito. But my main dishes is always going to be Puerto Rican cuisine because that's what I was raised on.
All right. Now, obviously, she's the Herpes Goddess, so we're going to talk about stuff like that. But I always, like, every time we have you on here, I was thinking about it. We have you on here, and we don't ask you regular questions. Like, we ask you all about STDs, which we should, because that's something that you're promoting. And we're trying to make sure that, you know, there are ways that you can get herpes, and people have some fallacies on, I can never get herpes. I don't have herpes if I have a cold sore in my mouth, even though you do. But then there's some regular things I want to ask you, just regular things like Herpes Goddess. Favorite movie of all time?
Beetlejuice.
That's a good movie. That's a good fucking movie. That's a good fucking movie. Okay. Beetlejuice. Some of y'all don't know nothing about Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Michael Keaton killed it on that. Favorite song of all time?
It's between Quiet Storm Remix and Cranes in the Sky by Solange.
Oh, that's okay.
That's
okay.
eclectic. I like that.
Favorite movie scene?
Favorite movie scene is Original Sin with Angelina Jolie and Antonio Banderas. Their sex scene.
Oh, the sexy.
Oh wow! I'm gonna have to go watch the movie because I
gotta see what that is.
Yeah, what happened in the sex scene?
The sex scene was intense. A song that you really love that nobody would think that you really love, like a song that you really sing that you're like nobody would know.
Optimistic, Sounds of Blackness, and Let It Fall, Lady Alma.
The movie that makes you cry the hardest.
There's this movie called House of Sand and Fog. I watched it one time. I vowed never to watch it again because it had me crying like I was losing family members. It was so depressing. And when I watch movies, I don't want that emotion. Like I don't like movies that bring that much sadness.
I love those movies. I love those movies. The person that's giving you the best hug.
My son.
The words that hurt your feelings the most.
The words that hurt my feelings the most. Wow.
Yes. Yeah, I'm in my bag right now. I'm in my bag.
I'm disappointed in you.
Oh, you hurt my feelings, my friend. Oh, you hurt my fucking heart. I'm disappointed in you. Fucks people up for real. Does. Okay. The noise, or I say the sound that makes you feel happy.
The sound that makes me feel happy.
Yep.
Waterfall.
Isn't that relaxing? Yes, yeah. The relaxing waterfall. The things about you, the words that have been said about you that made you feel good about yourself. There has to be somebody who's complimented you that you caught yourself like, wow, that really feels good that they said that.
Actually, last night, I'm staying with some family and we all sat down and we said affirmations to each other. One person had the spotlight. Everyone said something good about you. And it seemed like 3 people out of our circle said I have great energy, and it made me feel good. It made me feel real good last night. So I would say energy, my spirit.
Okay. answer this question, and this is for all the squares, and then I'm gonna let all the squares get in. Why is it that we don't actually appreciate our positives in our lives, and why is it that we don't actually it's hard for us to embrace what we're really good at, or what we're really like? Yeah, what we're really good at.
Me start.
You.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say programming, societal programming, especially if you're raised like me. I was raised from a poor family, the survival mindset, and reality for us is good things don't happen. So when that thought is programming your mind for years upon years, it's kind of hard to try to shift your mindset. And something I've been doing intentionally in my life is practicing gratitude, reminding myself of my attributes. And a tradition of me, for me and my son, is to say affirmations to each other and, fill each other up every single night. We do that every night. So it keeps us on a positive route. I've been very intentional and aware of my negative thoughts and how I feel about myself and how I speak into myself, especially with the line of work that I'm doing. It's focused on changing people's mindsets and changing people's perspective. But I think we're so negative because that's just what society has given to us, especially being Black in America. It's kind of hard to shake some negative thoughts.
All right, so Mo and Shawnee, what words would you like? Do you think people should say would feel good from a man's perspective? What words? What are we not saying?
What should men say to us?
Yeah, but what are we not saying? Like, what is it that encouragement or whatever it is? I'm not trying to lead the way.
When you say encourage, because that's a broad question. When you say encouragement, what part are you talking about encouragement in? Encouragement their gift or
no. Like in a relationship, like what are the words that maybe we don't? What are the things we don't say that we should say? Because I can give you a bunch that maybe we don't hear, but I'm just asking y'all to what are the things that.
So for me, I would say, for me, I would encourage learn your partner's love language, because it's not always what's said versus what's done and how it's interpreted by the person that it's intended for. So, Mike, your love language might be acts of service. But for somebody, if you're dating somebody who's very, very independent and used to doing things themselves, they might be in the mindset of, well, I could do it. I got it. No, you ain't got to do that for me. I got it. And not realizing that you're trying to operate in your love language of saying, well, no, I'm doing this for you, or I'm offering to do this for you because I love you. And this is my way of showing you that I love you. So I think that anybody, if you're in a relationship, the best thing for you to do is to get to know one another's love language, so you can realize when that person is trying to show you affection or show you how they feel.
Well, I want him to tell me that I want to hear, baby, you are great. You are doing an amazing job. I am so proud of you. I actually see what you are doing and take my entrepreneurship serious, and not like it's just a little hobby.
Your turn.
I appreciate you. I value you. I'm proud of you.
I mean,
your turn.
No. Because there's the one thing I made myself. I wrote this down. That there's going to be a certain point where I'm just going to shut up and listen to what y'all got to say. And I'm not going to put that, because there's a certain point where I think everybody wants the other sex to just be like, shut up and just listen. But I never do that. So my thing is if that's what you women are saying, then it can't be wrong. It can never be wrong if that's what y'all want. So
not so much listen, but hear me, because those are two different things. I can listen to you and have my mind on basketball, where me and the guys or the girls going out tonight, but I need to know. I think that it's more so, but are you here? Do you hear me and do you see me?
But there's steps to it. I have to listen before I hear you. So I do have to shut up. And I think that's the one thing in relationships that we don't understand is sometimes when we have these discussions, somebody has to shut up and just go like, and like you said, listen first, then hear me, digest it. But you can't respond automatically.
Actively listen. Take your mental notes. Actively listen to the person.
I love that you said that because I had 2 different types of relationships, and one person who pretend like they were listening, and I said that, you know, I want to go somewhere, and they'll take me somewhere that they want to go. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
And then I had a relationship when person paid attention to the things I like to do. I like to be in nature. I like to be to myself. I like to participate in the herbs and meditate and do all these things just for my spirit. And they set a whole trip for me catered around that. Everything that I love to do. So you heard me and you listened to paid attention to detail and you really put it together. So I appreciate stuff like that. Or if I'm in a relationship, I had someone that always wanted to buy me clothes and purses and expensive things when all I wanted was them to pick up a pack of my favorite candy from the store just to show me that they was paying attention to what my favorite candy was.
Jacqueline wants to know
what
women are not saying to men. Mike?
What women are not saying to men?
It's a good question.
What women are not saying to men? What women are not saying to men?
Come on, testosterone in the room.
No. What women are not saying to men is every answer, everything we say, you guys already have us in a box. It's already in a box. And guys are scared to answer a question that's not in the box. So it's like, we give you typical answers because giving you an answer that's not a typical answer is going to be like, what? You feel like that? You're going through that? I don't even, like, where the fuck did that come from? Like, where did that happen from? And that's why guys get scared because it's like, we can fight, we can argue, and that's cool. But when you open up and you say some shit and they go like, huh? You got to be kidding me. Nobody says that. Nobody does that. Nobody feels like that. No man feels like that. No man feels insecure when they're around their kids giving advice. No, you got to be kidding me. You just don't want to be around your kids. You just want to be around your kids. You don't want to talk to your kids. Oh, you got to be kidding me. You're saying that you're scared that you might give the kids the wrong advice? Oh, you got to be fucking kidding me. Like insecurities, like when a man like gives you their insecurities, and not for everybody. This is not an absolute because Stacey is not like this. I'm just saying there are a lot of people there are a lot of guys who don't want to let their insecurities out because then it's like, oh, well, what the fuck is that? That doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Like the hardest thing for a man to say, and I think it's hard. The hardest thing for a person to say is, I really don't know what the fuck to do. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to help you when somebody asks me a question. Like the craziest thing is I saw this thing on TikTok and it was a father saying, I really love you, but I don't know when you ask me questions if I'm saying the right thing. I don't know if I taught you the right thing. I don't know if I'm doing, and I think that's for every parent. But it's like guys can't literally just say that because we feel like we're about to get played. I don't know. Like I know now that I'm 50 years old, I know how insecure my dad was raising us. Like now I know. Like he was just doing the best he could. But I think guys with this little attitude thing, we try and act like we know everything. We don't.
Part of that is because society puts so much pressure on the man to be at the head of everything. Whether if you go back to religion, if you go back to society, everybody looks at the man as the model of, well, you should know what to do. What does Jill Scott say? You can't tell me what to do if you can't tell me what to do. I think that people have that look like men should have, that men shouldn't have feelings, men, in which we know they do. Men shouldn't, if you insecure, you better not show it, because it's a sign of weakness. We know people think that. And I think that it's a lot of reprogramming the way that we look at healthy feelings and being able to establish and show healthy emotion for men and women.
No, you're absolutely right. But it's not cool, especially now. It's gotten so intense. It's not cool for somebody to say, I really don't know. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not cool for somebody to ask a question, like, I don't know. Like,
for a man, a man, the expectation is that y'all know everything, right? What you mean you don't know? Like, what I need you for if you can't help me do this, or what I need you for if you don't know how to change a tire, you don't know how. So I think that it goes back to roles, like especially gender roles, and how we identify what a man is supposed to do and be, and what a woman is supposed to do and be, and not really looking at the basis of we're all human beings. We all feel, and it's okay to feel.
Shawnee, read that from Stephanie, because I think
shout out
to
to
read
Stephanie
by a woman.
She from in Tyler, Town Square Media. Thank you for supporting too, Stephanie. I think there's nothing more enduring than a man admitting he may not know something. To me, when a man admits weakness, it actually makes him look like a strong man to be able to admit it.
Well, thank you, Stephanie. I think,
and not knowing everything is not a weakness, because who knows everything?
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
That means
that's honesty.
I need somebody to say, no, I'm on a journey of continuing to learn all the time. Enlighten me.
All right, Herpes Goddess. What did you want to say?
I think this is why I'm more, when it comes to men, I'm more attracted to the more feminine. I'm attracted to gay men. I'm attracted to bisexual men. I'm attracted to metrosexual men, because I feel like they are a little bit more transparent and able to be more vulnerable, and they tap into their feminine side a little bit more than straight men do, in my experience. So I've had that block with straight men, and I'm not attracted to that. I like a man that can let his guard down and tell me and pour your insecurities out, because I want to be able to do the same. I want that safe place as well.
And I totally understand what you're saying. It's just that we just live in a society that just like lies to guys from the time we're 5 years old. And they start telling us what we're supposed to be and how we're supposed to lead, and we're supposed to do this, and we're supposed to do, and nobody even gives us like even an option to be like sensitivity is the worst thing in the world for a heterosexual man.
Yeah.
Being sensitive is just weak. And it's so crazy that in 2022, there are boys right now being told you can't show your emotions or whatever. And then the funny thing is that on the flip side, there are women who can't wait for a man to show their emotions. But then there are other women who will, if you show your emotions, use that against you.
I've been in past, therapy sessions when you have to bring parents in to, kids' therapy sessions, and the child may be crying, right? And you'll hear the mom or the dad say, stop crying. What you crying for? Stop crying. Like you too big to be crying, or boys don't cry. When I tell you my head does a 360, and I have been known to send the child out and let the parents have it in a professional way, but let the parents have it and say, you are undoing progress, number one, because what you're doing is you're setting your kids up for failure when you are not allowing them to feel in their natural environment. And that goes for girls and boys. I think that we need to strip our past viewpoints of how we and really normalize healthy behaviors in terms of feeling and showing your emotions, and stop putting it into genders and roles and saying boys don't cry, but it's okay for girls to cry. Boys can't be sensitive or vulnerable, because I don't like to use the word sensitive. You can't be vulnerable in front of people because it makes you look less masculine.
Well, it does.
Look at that.
And it's all gravy, and what you're saying is 100% right, Mo. But in actuality, in this life, in this world, the way we live right now, if a woman sees a man cry too many times, it's going to be a problem.
And guess what? And that's why you have so many dysfunctional relationships,
right.
because that
Right.
child that you did that to and broke down and didn't normalize, for them to be able to have healthy thoughts about their emotions and healthy outlets about their emotions, they become that dysfunctional adult who doesn't know how to say, I love you, or who doesn't know how to embrace the word I love you from their mate, or who doesn't know how to have healthy dialogue about their emotions. Like you said earlier, Mike, men, have insecurities about, their judgment or if they said or did something right. If your man or your mate can't come home and say, I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to deal with this emotionally, without you looking at him as if he's a weak person, that's a problem.
Herpes Goddess, I'm gonna get off because I know I always wanted to ask you this. You want to get married?
It's not a goal, but it's not something that I'm blocking out neither. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm working on myself and being okay with spending a lifetime with me. So if you can add to my happiness, I welcome you. But if you're coming into my life and causing static, I might want to keep you to the side. It really depends.
And did you ever think that something like getting herpes would actually, think about this, like getting herpes in the situation, the way you told us, you explained the story. I don't want you to explain the story again, has actually increased your career. Like God works in mysterious ways. Did you ever think that? Yes, go ahead.
I got found out I was pregnant when I had herpes at the same time, and two things that I thought was a disaster ended up being my greatest blessings. Before herpes, I wasn't putting this pussy on a pedestal. Before herpes, I was out here playing Russian roulette with STDs. Before herpes, I let my confidence be built by the extra stuff, my looks, my body, my education, and stuff like that. But after herpes, I went on this journey with myself and finding my worth and finding what makes me happy and finding what matters to me and setting boundaries for myself. So it ended up being one of the best things that's happened for me as far as spiritually and self-love wise.
When you talk to everybody, you talk to us on the show, and then you talk to everybody else that you're going to do after this and the shows that you're going to do, how much denial is society in about herpes right now?
It's not just herpes, it's everything. Everyone lives in illusion. I feel like a lot of people live for other people instead of living for themselves. And that's something I learned through herpes. If I do this, this is going to make this person proud. If I don't do this, they won't think this about me. If I don't say this, they won't judge me this way. So a lot of people are making decisions for their life and how they show up in the world based on what other people are going to think.
That is
absolutely
wow. But what you just said, I just had a conversation with somebody yesterday. Wow, that is amazing. What do you like? How do you tell people who are younger? Because when you're young, you're really not. You're like, man, I don't got this. What are the first steps where you could have it? Like, what are the symptoms where you could be like, okay, I might have something?
Cold sore. That's the biggest one.
But not on your lip. Like, I know the lip thing. Like that.
Somewhere else? Well, yeah. It's going to vary because truth of the matter is most people with herpes don't have symptoms.
Oh, Jesus.
Only
are you serious?
Yes, only a small percentage of us actually experience symptoms, but the normal for the herpes community is to be asymptomatic. So most people don't know that they have herpes.
So what do we do? Like, if you haven't had symptoms?
Know yourself. If you out here having sex and you're actively having sex, get tested quarterly. Don't just wait 1 year annual check. Get tested quarterly. Want to know about your body. That's the only way. I mean, you can do what you can do for yourself is just be knowledgeable and know yourself and know what you're doing and the risks that you're taking and get tested.
And this is my last question for real. So let's just say you have herpes. You have herpes and you're dealing with it. When do that, how can you have one outbreak for 1 year or maybe have one outbreak for 3 years, or you can have 6 outbreaks in 12 months. Like, does it work like that?
Some people may have 6 outbreaks in 12 months. Some people may have 1 outbreak and never get an outbreak again in their whole life. Some people may have 3 outbreaks within a year. It just depends. Everyone's lifestyle is different. Everyone's virus is going to be different for them. It just depends.
And then, go ahead, Shawnee. Go ahead.
How long does the outbreak last?
My longest outbreak, when I wasn't knowledgeable about herpes, was a week. My shortest outbreak, being an advocate, was under 24 hours. So it depends. Like now, I don't experience outbreaks because when my prodrome symptoms come, I take in the chance to learn the symptoms that happen before an outbreak. I automatically want to boost my immune system.
What do you take?
Zinc, vitamin C, black seed oil, sea moss, blueberries boost your immune system, elderberry boosts your immune system. It's an immunovirus, so if your immune system shuts down, you might get an outbreak. So as long as I'm keeping my immune system up, I don't have to worry about an outbreak.
And I asked you this question before about, I want you to repeat, and Shawnee, hold that right there. The Valtrex, you don't take Valtrex because?
It was causing me depression and it was causing me to lose my hair.
Shawnee, go ahead.
Okay, so like with COVID going on, since COVID is people that are getting COVID, are people that experience COVID that have herpes, will that make them have an outbreak? Like since their immune system is being attacked and already?
I know a lot of people are finding out they have herpes because of COVID.
Wow.
They get COVID and now something that's been sleeping in their body don't have time to try to suppress.
Oh, fuck COVID. Fuck
wow.
COVID. Fuck COVID.
Wow.
So it's not like COVID is giving people herpes, but
no, I know.
COVID is waking up their virus. So something that can be dormant in your body, never had an outbreak.
Shit.
Then you get an outbreak and you're like, oh shit, I have herpes. That's why we have cold sores. It's called cold sores because people get colds when their immune system shuts down, you get a cold. When your immune system shuts down, you get a fever, cold sore, fever blister, herpes.
Wow.
So are there people who have constant, like you were talking about how some people have 1, 2, I think Mike, you said like 6 outbreaks in a year. Are there people who can have like ongoing outbreaks, like where they never come out of it?
Some people. I mean, when I decided to stop taking the antivirals, I was someone who was experiencing back to back outbreaks. One, because my body got so used to needing medication to suppress my virus that once I came off, my natural antibodies wasn't doing what they were supposed to do because they were used to the help of the antiviral. So then it causes back-to-back outbreaks. In doing so, I didn't know anything about the virus. I didn't know about my body. I didn't know that my diet was egging outbreaks on, maybe keeping outbreaks longer than they're supposed to be. I wasn't eating right for my immune system. I was drinking. I was just doing a whole bunch of things that was the cause to me having back-to-back outbreaks. But in doing so, in having those outbreaks, I was able to learn my body.
Okay.
I was able to collect data. I was able to, document what I was eating. I was able to document how long my outbreaks were there for. I was learning my outbreaks, and now I don't get them.
Okay, now, I want to be responsible, right?
Mm-hmm.
The stuff that you said that you take to build your immune system, can you take it slow so people can actually, like, it's vitamin what? Like, what are the things that you take so that you can build your immune system?
If you want to know what to do for your herpes outbreaks, if you're trying to put them to sleep like mine, you can go to www.herpescould-never.com.
Say it slow. Do it again. Say it slow.
www.herpescould-never.com. We have Learn Your Triggers and Prodrome Symptoms workshop. We have Herpes Diet and Remedies workshop. As you can see on the screen, we have the Bring Your Pussy to Your Table Guide to Disclosure.
Y'all are funny. Shut up. Shut your ass up.
Bring your pussy to the table. That
I'm not playing with y'all.
That title.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Don't leave it at home. Bring it to the table.
Bring it to the table.
Michael Shawn has this thing called "Bring Your Pussy to My Countertop" right here. But go ahead. Continue.
Or there, you can bring it to the countertop.
but pussy is an acronym for what?
Pussy is an acronym for P is positivity, U is understanding, the first S is set the mood, the second S is the sex talk, and Y is your story. So if you want to know, when should I disclose? How do I handle rejection? Do you have any skits? We have skits, journal prompts, a whole bunch of just activities in the book. It is a workbook and also an educational book. So cop the book if you are struggling with telling someone that you have herpes, because it's necessary that you tell someone you have herpes.
Don't you say skits? You said skits in the book. Like, can you give us an example of one of the skits in the book?
Just a way to have the sex talk. How to bring it about, so when you get into that conversation, a series of questions that we should exchange with one another. When was the last time you've been tested? So last time you had unprotected sex? Have you ever tested positive for an STD? Just ways to make that conversation comfortable and still get the answers that you need from your partner.
Yeah, honesty is amazing. I say it all the time. Like, before we get into it, like, listen. Like, it scares somebody off, but the truth is the truth. Listen, like, this is what it is. We can put this condom on, or we can roll these dice, and it's up to you. It happens every day anyway. Every night it happens. Every afternoon it happens, where people are rolling the dice. It would be better to be honest and be like, listen, I'm gonna tell you straight up what's going on right now. Like, it would save a lot. So, you're amazing.
Thank you.
And you're amazing, and your book is going to be amazing. I don't know. Did you write the book yet?
The book is out, right?
It's out.
I have 2 books out, but my personal book is.
I need your story. Your story.
Oh, her story.
I need you how it happened, and then your book turns into a movie, because your story is amazing. It's painful, but it's amazing. So let's get the book going. And we have had the pleasure of you always being on here, and thank you so much.
Yes.
Once again, give them the website.
www.herpescouldnever.com. www.herpescouldnever.com.
And we sit up here and talk naturally about everything that you talk about. You are bold as fuck to actually say so. Nobody was coming out their face saying that this is what I have.
Right.
Like, literally, it was almost easier to say HIV than herpes.
Yeah.
And I am really, like, amazed at what you're doing. And I'm telling you, this is gonna be you are gonna be on such another level, and you're gonna be the spokesperson for this, and it's gonna be something that I don't even know how God just decided that you're going to do this. So thank you just for taking part in the show. So I'm going to get sentimental.
And we learn something new every time. Every time she comes through, we learn something new. There's never a Wellness Wednesday where you don't drop some new knowledge to us. And today I loved it because we did get to know a little bit more about you personally. But you bring the knowledge, and you bring in a comprehensive way where everyone can understand it, and in a safe space where people can ask questions without feeling like, I don't want nobody looking at me thinking, I applaud you because you created a safe space to have these kind of conversations.
All right.
So
we got Sequoise today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's supposed to be here. Yeah.
All right, so Herpes Goddess, we love you, we appreciate you, and I got more jokes. One day we're gonna meet. One day we're all gonna meet, and we're really gonna talk some real good shit. We're gonna meet somewhere. The Herpes Goddess is amazing. Clap it up for her. Clap it up.
Yes.
Clap it up. Yeah! And go to the goddamn website. Shit. Fuck. Like, go to the
grab
website.
the book.
Grab the book.
If you don't know what to do, she gives you tips and tools to use to tell you what to do and how to do it. Definitely go get the book.
We was talking about herpes for real.
Yeah, I'm excited for her. Like I said, there's not many platforms out there that help people. I think that she has a really great thing here.
Fuck a platform. Her movie is going to be amazing.
Her movie, maybe we can sell it to Lifetime.
Movie. No, fuck Lifetime. That movie needs to have some like actors in it. Like the fact that she was in the military and she was serving the country, and she got with old dude, and then this, that, and that, bow. God damn.
Sequoise is here. Sequoise, are you in the right room? I'm gonna send you the link again.
Sequoise, are you in the herpes room? What room are you in? Sequoise, are you in the crabs room, the syphilis room, perhaps? Like, thank you to anybody.
We always
thank you to everybody who bought badges. Thank you.
So join us on IG.
Oh, and I gotta let's bring her on here because Instagram.
Yeah,
what the fuck are you? Okay, Instagram. What are y'all doing right now?
What's Instagram? What do you mean?
Instagram.
It froze. It did something.
Let it get on here so we can figure it out before I just like I have to say this. This makes no goddamn
my bad.
sense.
Here we go.
Yo, Mo, you really look like an album cover. Like you really look like.
Do I?
You do.
My Jodie Watley hair.
Jesus.
My headband.
They're absolutely
off the shoulder. Boom, 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 boom.
I'm sending you 7 turtlenecks.
My flash dance.
I'm sending you 7 turtlenecks. You're gonna have a turtleneck in every color for every
Listen, COVID makes you hot, so I don't want no damn turtleneck. I don't want to see a turtleneck probably until next year.
Let's
I'm here sweating on and off in here.
I'm gonna give you a turtleneck. Let me let Sequoise in this bitch.
There she is.
There goes the lovely Sequoise. Okay. Instagram. I ain't trying to get bans or nothing like that. Okay. I got friends who are doing nothing wrong, right?
Right.
Who you guys are letting these trolls actually shut their page down. Like the last Sequoise has had that problem. Claudia Jordan just caught a ban, right? Where they shut her down, and Claudia Jordan's page is nothing controversial. Mm-hmm. Y'all just let trolls report you.
Right.
So if y'all want to be worried about people on Instagram, every day I wake up to 10 DMs with people's pages that are getting hacked, telling me, I will give you $10,000 if you give me a Cash App. Now, obviously, I know better than to give them a fucking Cash App. But these are people that I know whose Instagrams are getting hacked and telling me stories like I had one particular person and they hacked his page and he said, yo, Bitcoin is going up. I'm in the studio right now. Now, mind you, he's in the studio every day. So it didn't sound crazy. If it wasn't for the fact that I called him and he was like, please don't, they hacked my page. I have no control over it. Instagram, how about y'all worry about people's pages getting hacked instead of worry about sensitive motherfuckers being mad at what people say? People are getting scammed out their money on Instagram, and y'all ain't doing shit about it.
Nothing.
Y'all, people are literally getting scammed out of money, and y'all ain't doing nothing about it. Y'all worried about people's feelings. How about we worried about people literally losing money on this bitch and stop worried about people's feelings? So I just want to put that out there because when I tell you every morning I wake up to another person saying, yo, Mike, and it'd be like this, yo, Mike Shawn, I got this whole like send your Cash App. And I know I'm smarter than that. But these are people that I trust that if I just woke up and was like, oh shit, oh, you got a hookup, I would believe them. So how about y'all take care of that? All right, Sequoise, how are you?
I'm fine. I deal with the same thing with the scammers too. I actually had a page, my cousin's page was hacked, and they asked me for money, and I knew it was a hack because me and her don't talk. I don't like her, and she don't like me. So when they
I know this bitch ain't asking me for no money.
I knew that it was a scammer because I would have been the last person she would have asked for money because she knew that she was not gonna get it from me. So
my grandmother's been scammed like that. She's been scammed out of like $2,000 out of her bank account. Like that.
I've had, but these scammers will literally focus and talk about a show I did, but they weren't literally there. They'd be like, yo, that last show was crazy. And it'd be somebody else's, but they'd be like, that last show was crazy. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, y'all really that, like, they're really trying to really get people right now. But this whole thing, like, Instagram is so worried about people's feelings getting hurt, like, worried about our bank accounts and people getting badges.
I don't think it's about feelings getting hurt. I believe that there's a certain narrative that they're trying to push. And if anybody pushes the opposite, their pages are taken down. Because I've started doing something that when the internet says that a doctor or someone is spreading misinformation, I start researching and studying them. And some of the main people, like Dr. Malone, who they have labeled as misinformation, he helped invent the vaccine. He took the vaccine, but he said that it's not safe. And he said that he doesn't feel that they were open and honest about the side effects to give people the choice. And that's the reason why he's speaking out. And I think that that federal judge now gave Pfizer 8 months to release the study that they did a year ago.
I heard about that.
See what really happened. And I believe a lot of people that were guilting their families and friends and patients into taking it are going to be looking at themselves in the mirror differently, because I would rather be the type that, and that's why I don't advocate for either. I had someone who offered for me to be on a show with them, and she said she was only looking for pro-vax providers. I let her know she was in the wrong inbox, because that ain't me. I told her, I said, I'm not pro-vax, and I'm definitely not anti-vax. I am pro-choice and pro-knowledge, because you have to do what is best for you. And I told her that if you have a platform and you only provide one side, you're doing an injustice to your audience, because the people that are not getting vaccinated, those are the ones that needs the most education, because those are the ones that are dying. Those are the ones that's going into the hospitals. And I was in a room in Clubhouse, and all of the pro-vaxxers were blaming the anti-vaxxers for everything under the sun and going into the hospital and saying it's their fault. And so I told them, I said, hey, I want you guys to listen to what I'm saying before you respond. I said, you're saying that the hospitals are full of unvaccinated people. Would that not be the case if you went to the doctor and your doctor told you, I refuse to treat unvaccinated people? Would that not lead to the hospitals being full of the people that cannot get the early treatment? So it's not because of the unvaccinated people, just because they don't want to get the vaccine. It's because they can't get the treatment to keep them out of the hospital. And that is why the hospitals are full of unvaccinated people at the beginning. But now those numbers are getting closer and closer, because vaccinated people are really getting hit hard with the Marion, Omicron, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you've been vaccinated.
I gotta send you
right now, and she got 2 boosters. So
I gotta send you the comedy routine I did in New York. And they were like, "Are you pro-vaccine or pro? Are you pro-vaccine or anti-vaxxer?" And I said, "Bitch, I'm bi. I'm
trans."
like real talk.
I'm non-binary.
I'm trans-vaccinated.
Exactly.
I identify as vaccinated, so I'm trans-vaccinated.
But you do see, like, we're not the only person. Like, you do see how much people right now have become casual about this whole thing. Because I'm sitting at comedy clubs and everything is packed. We played. Oh, we didn't play while you were here. We played it in New York City at Madison Square Garden. A basketball player hits the game-winning shot.
I haven't.
And they cheer him, and the fans come to him and they're literally yelling and spitting at each other. Now, mind you, nobody knows who's vaccinated, who's not vaccinated.
But that doesn't matter.
But this is what I'm saying. This don't make no common sense. This is not supposed to be happening. We're so scared about this. When you see this clip, when she gets the clip.
But I can explain to you why. Dr. Fauci did a video where he said that if you're vaccinated, then you don't have to worry. You can walk around without a mask and do whatever you want to do. And that's why they're doing this. And I don't understand. If somebody continuously lies to you, why are you surprised when you find out that it's another lie? Because for me, once you lie to me the first time, you're not going to lie to me a second time, because everything you tell me, I'm going to fact check the fact check. So we really need to be more mindful that the people that are telling us the information are bought and paid for. That's why I don't watch the news, because the news is bought and paid for. I don't listen to CDC. That's
Absolutely.
bought and paid for. I read in an article that the person who's over the FDA now was a former member of Pfizer. So he stepped down from Pfizer and stepped into his role to the FDA. And then shortly after that, Pfizer was approved for their minority use of the vaccine. So as far as people are concerned, you got to look out for yourself, because nobody's gonna do it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, this common sense, like this video, this shows how there's no common sense. Right. Nobody knows who's vaccinated in this video. All they're doing is yelling, and they're this close with no mask on. Droplets are going back and forth, and then we wonder why it keeps spreading. Do you have it, Shawnee? Do you have it? Okay, just play it so you can see it.
They forgot all about COVID.
Yeah. They did.
All I saw was droplet.
My thing is, this is what has always frustrated me about this from the door. There's no common sense behind this. There's just erratic behavior. There's no common sense. Like, there's no way there should be 20,000 people with no mask at Madison Square Garden. And I'm from New York and I love the Knicks. But if we're going to do 20,000
people who sell those tickets, they don't care if you die. They just want their money.
But Sequoise, the crazy thing is that Kyrie Irving, they won't let him play home games in New York, but they'll let this happen.
Well, he's safe at home.
But Kyrie wanted to play. Kyrie was like, I just don't want the vaccination. But y'all let this happen, and I don't like. I feel like I'm literally in the metaverse and the Matrix right now.
But the thing is,
but we're in the metaverse because we're being told something that doesn't make any sense at all. And what they're pushing to us is that people die. And I hate to be that scene in the movie and Paid in Full. People die every day over a bunch of shit. But I'm really sitting there going like, this bamboozle is crazy right now.
Because if we take that off the table, Mike, right? Or Nurse Sequoise, the main thing is contracting. How's it spread, right? I said it wouldn't. The main focus should be on the spreading, because they were saying that it was the fact that if you're vaccinated or non-vaccinated. Now we know vaccinated people can still contract COVID. So why isn't the focus more so on the transmittal part and transmitting it? Because you're asking for vaccination cards in order to get in the door. But being vaccinated does not mean that you can't transmit COVID and you don't already have it and you're giving it to other people. So what's the point of a vaccination card for entry?
It's useless. And I have said this from jump. That vaccination card, you can take it and wipe your ass with it, because that's all it's good for when it comes to catching or spreading COVID. And the CDC told people that if you're vaccinated, you can stop wearing your mask. You don't have to worry about it anymore. And I don't know if they didn't go back and check the update, or they accept, because with human beings, what we like to do is we like to believe what fits our narrative. So if we don't want to wear the mask and somebody tells us we don't have to, we'll grab that and keep it, even when they change it. So when they told us not to wear masks, they did come back and say, "Oh wait, we're sorry. Well, you have to wear a mask now." Why? Because the numbers went back up. And then they said that if you are vaccinated, your viral load is shorter and you spread it less amount of time. Well, that was disproven in many studies, but people are still living for that. And I don't know what it is about human beings. We like to divide ourselves to make ourselves feel better than others, because being vaccinated means you're up here and being unvaccinated means you're down here. But at the end of the day, you're the same, because if you're vaccinated, you can catch it and spread it. If you're unvaccinated, you can catch it and spread it. The only difference is being unvaccinated means you have to be more diligent in building your own immunity to decrease your chances of dying. And people don't want to get that. It's easier for them to blame unvaccinated people. I was in a room in Clubhouse. I had to leave because I was getting heated. And the title of it was, "I'm sick of unvaccinated people causing the surges and causing the quarantines." I wanted to ask them so bad, how is it that unvaccinated people are causing you to go in quarantine? We're not the ones going to parties with no mask on, because we know that if anybody catches in that group, we're the ones that are probably going to die. So who is really spreading it? The vaccinated, by thinking that just because you have your card, you can live your life, because we're still in the middle of a pandemic. Just because they're not talking about it every day on the news, just because of all it is, we are still in the middle of a pandemic. And it's even worse because they're not talking about the entirety of it. The only thing they mention is vaccine. That's it. That's it. Nothing's mentioned about eating right. Nothing's mentioned about prevention. Nothing's mentioned about early treatment. Nothing's mentioned about making sure that you have a pharmacy that will get you the medications that you need. Therefore, when people get to the point to where they're getting ready to go to the hospital, if you don't have any education before then, you're in trouble, because in the hospital, you have no advocates for you whatsoever, because if you go to the hospital right now, you can only have one visitor a day for 30 minutes.
I just want to know in America, I just want to know this. I fly every weekend for the last 3 years. I've never been asked for my vaccination card. I fly every weekend and sit in an airplane with people. All they give me is a mask. They say you have to wear your mask, but nobody's ever asked me for a vaccination card. From Dallas to Philly to Miami to wherever I had to go for comedy shows to wherever I go, nobody's ever asked me if I'm vaccinated, because y'all don't give a fuck
at all.
All y'all wanted was me to pay for the airplane ticket and give me a mask and be all like, well, make sure that mask is over your nose. Don't you want to know if I'm vaccinated? If it's that deep? If it's the most historical pandemic, which is not, and I don't want to get into that, but it's not. And with the most historical pandemic, but y'all don't even ask for a vaccination card to get on a plane to travel with other strangers to go to another city.
Which defies the whole federal, it defies the government is telling us.
Kyrie Irving can't play home games in New York? Like, well, this is amazing.
Part of that is because instead of the federal government having a whole full federal mandate on things, on masks, they're leaving it still up into each state to govern the practices and saying follow the guidelines, your local guidelines, your state guidelines, and the CDC guidelines. That's all they're telling. They're not saying it's a federal mandate. You must wear a mask everywhere you go. Even that would change the game.
I don't even think they believe masks really. But
Well,
I'm not.
There's just one line of defense, though.
But I don't even believe
that we don't wear our masks properly. I went to Walmart, and the few people that I did see masks on, I could see their nostrils, which means it's not working. If you're on a plane and you take that mask off to eat, you just.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. You got to take, if you're on an airplane, it's like, if you're not, so they want to sell you drinks, they want to sell you food, so you take the mask down and you eat. So at that point, we're done. Like, I don't like, I think this is all, I'm not gonna say what I think, but
it's the fact too that I feel like this is all new.
I hope I live 7 years from now. Like, I hope God blesses me with at least being around 7 years from now. So 7 years from now, we can look back on this, and then we can have our comments on this. And
I don't
have
think it's going to take 7 years.
Well, I mean, 7 years to be official, because if it's like 2 years or 3 years, people will still fight you. But 7 years from now, we'll look back and go like, you were full of shit. You were full of shit. You were wrong. You were wrong. So, I mean,
that's coming way before 7 years.
And you might be right. I think you might be. I think you might be totally right. I think you might be right.
Did you see the news article about the first few cases of Deltacron?
No. Tell us.
I did a video 2 weeks ago, and that's what I named the next variant. So I got the inbox like, "Are you psychic?" I was like, "I don't know. That's what God told me," and that's what they named it, Deltacron. But right now, it doesn't seem to be as deadly as Delta, and that's the biggest scare. Because if we get one that's as deadly as Delta and spreads as fast as Omicron, we're gonna be in trouble. Because the hospitals in Texas are already full. So,
and I'll tell you what the trouble is that we've taken people to a point where they don't give a fuck.
Right. Kind of like the murder.
I ain't done too many comedy shows that ain't been sold out. And ain't nobody wearing a mask. My whole first 5 minutes is, okay, if you don't care about droplets, I don't care about droplets. Nobody cares.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, everybody's really gotten to the point where they're like, don't. We watched the national championship with Georgia and Alabama in Indianapolis. 80,000 people.
No, man.
Every Cowboy game. The Cowboy game, their last Cowboy game had over 100,000 people. No mask. Nobody cares. But nobody wants to say the truth. Nobody cares. These sporting events are sold out all over the country. Everywhere. The NFL is going to have playoff games that every game is going to be sold out, and there will be no less than 50 or 60,000 people in the stadium. They will not mention mask.
Of course.
They won't mention it. So what are we doing?
Like, why are we acting like Don't Look Up on Netflix?
I had not yet. Somebody else told me to
got to watch that. It's kind of like what's going on right now. You have people telling you not to look up, but because they're censored or labeled as misinformation, nobody's looking. And by the time people realize it was too late. But the main people who had the money, they got away where everybody else died. People need to look up. And the thing about it, I think that people are just to the point where they don't know what to do. So they just say, fuck it. Like, somebody tell me to wear a mask, somebody tell me not to wear a mask. Somebody tell me if I get vaccinated, I'll get better. I won't get it, but I still got it. Somebody tell me if I'm unvaccinated, I'm going to die, but the unvaccinated people seem healthy to me. So they just like, fuck it. I'm tired of thinking about it. I'm tired of worrying about it. What's going to happen? What's going to happen?
But it don't make no sense. Like the Lakers right now, they're selling out every NBA game. The Clippers are selling out every NBA game. So the Super Bowl decided the Super Bowl is supposed to be in California. So now the NBA teams are selling out every game. And now the NFL said, well, our backup plan is going to be we'll have the Super Bowl in Dallas. So let me get this straight. You won't have the Super Bowl in LA. But it's okay to have the Super Bowl in Dallas. What sense does that make? If the Lakers are selling out, the Clippers are selling out, and they're like, well, our backup plan is like COVID. If it comes to Texas, COVID is different. This don't make no sense. Like, this is absolutely, so you're not going to have the Super Bowl in LA, but you'll have it in Dallas. So you can have 100,000 people come to Dallas and fly into the airports from all over the country, from all the media networks, and everybody come. But that's cool, people.
Because you're thinking of it logically. They're thinking of it on a financial aspect.
But if it's not cool in LA, how's it cool in Dallas? So?
Dallas is more open.
The numbers are going to spike.
I hope not.
They are. That's inevitable. You have people coming from all over the world to come to. Yeah,
it doesn't, because I'm tired, y'all. All my friends.
I hate to say this. I don't care.
And then all the nurses, they let go because they wouldn't get vaccinated. So you got people who are now in the hospital that don't have the experience that we had before. Like, there's going to be a lot more deaths that are not because of COVID. It's going to be because of there was nobody to treat them. Because
there's going to be
nurses, we lost a lot of doctors. So it's like, if we get a spike right now, like my daughter's schools are starting to clear out. I'm about to write her a note and say she ain't coming back till I say so, because it's getting bad, and it's like nobody cares. They don't care about their bottom line.
Yeah, exactly.
So
right. Jones just wants numbers. I'm not mad at Jerry Jones because everybody just wants numbers. But I'm not mad because what is the difference if we have it in LA or Dallas? What is the difference if 80,000 people go to LA or 80,000 people come to Dallas? If we're really concerned about Americans, it wouldn't be. But that's what I'm saying. So my thing is, I'm not
get mixed up. Like, they don't care about you. The pharmacy company don't care about you. The CDC don't care about you. The president don't care about you. The vice president don't care about you. So if you're not looking out for yourself, you screwed.
And your immune system has to be built regardless, but nobody wants to tell us that. Regardless, they need to be teaching us about everything that we need to have to build our immune system to fight against every damn disease, every disease. So it's like I see this propaganda. I'm like, no, I'm not mad at Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is doing what everybody else is doing. Movie theaters are still open. Spider-Man just cracked $2 billion in money.
We're going to a movie theater.
And what are we doing?
I don't know.
Like, let Jay-Z and Beyonce go on tour right now and see us be right up in that bitch. We'll be up in there.
I went to the movies. Me and my daughters went, but we had our mask on.
I just think everybody has to be responsible for themselves. And in my live last week that I did, I told people, instead of asking somebody else if they're vaccinated, which is none of your business, worry about yourself. Because if you are vaccinated, you feel that's right. If you got your mask on, if you taking your vitamins like you're supposed to, what the next person do ain't got nothing to do with you.
Right. Personal choice.
If you ask me if I'm vaccinated or not, and I don't know you, I'm gonna hurt your feelings. I'm gonna ask you: do you have AIDS? Do you have STD? Do you have gonorrhea? Do you have? That's none of my business. It's like my vaccine status is none of yours. Worry about you. Like that little girl on that video where she was trying to get herself out the seatbelt, and the daddy kept asking to help. She told him to worry about his own self.
His own self.
I love my real Lyft drivers who just, when I get in the car, they go like, are we doing the mask or not doing the mask? It's up to you.
Oh, wow.
I'll keep the mask on. Do you need me to keep the mask on? I'm like, fucking keep the mask on. Even though I don't believe it changes shit. I'm like, keep the mask on. I love the real Lyft drivers that go like, do you want me to keep the mask on? I go, yep. And they put it right on. And then you're like, you're good. Because that in real life, that's what it is. Just personal choice at this point.
If you get into a Lyft, your driver should wear the mask, because remember, he's sharing the same air with other people that have gotten in and might not have had their mask on. So you need to have your mask on, and he needs to have his on.
If he didn't have his mask on when he came to pick me up,
right?
Like, I'll put the mask on. But I've
been in a drive-thru. If I look in and I see him like that, the mask on, I'm driving off.
I'm not. And I might be wrong. I'm not.
Like, even in the CVS and the Walgreens, when you drive through to get your scripts, they're now asking you to put your mask on.
I don't believe
and there's a barrier there.
I don't believe the 6 foot shit. I believe that's total nonsense, because what you're saying, if I was 5 feet away from you, it changes something. No,
it's just the refraction time. So if somebody sneezes and droplets can project maybe however many feet.
Where they do the test at? Where did they test the 6 foot rule? Where did they go? Hey, bitch, sneeze, and then go like, okay, you sit right.
For a long time.
Yeah, for a long time.
You what?
Respiratory infectious diseases has been around for a long time.
Yeah, and they never kept us 6 feet away.
They did in the hospital.
You do isolation in hospital.
Okay, that's in a hospital. In the normal places where we're walking around. Nobody ever told us to stay 6 feet away. All of a sudden, COVID is 6 feet away. Upper respiratory infections. Y'all, we should have been doing that then.
No.
We should have been staying 6 feet away from each other. Especially during flu season. Shouldn't we have kept 6 feet away and had a mask on during flu season all these years?
Mask 6 feet, no, because it doesn't travel as far.
I don't believe it.
I mean, that's part of the problem. People say pick and choose what they want to believe. My thing is, I'd rather do it all and be safe than pick which parts of it if you only follow pieces of it and you catch it, then you can't say, oh, they was full of bull. But you did what you wanted to. So you don't know if you do all of it, you decreases your chance. You can't pick.
But my thing is that we sat in the house for a year and we did it. We
People
sat in the house
for a year.
Well,
That's why
the people around here, even in Texas, sat in the house for like 6 months.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
No,
I was right here.
I was too. I was looking at the parties on Facebook, and I'm gonna tell you how I know, because I would look at the pictures, I would look at everybody's face, and I would send them a business card. If you start to have symptoms, contact me. And this is why we were supposed to be on quarantine. They were having backyard barbecue. They even developed a hotline for people to call and snitch on other people because they were not staying at home.
Wow.
I don't care. Honestly, I'm on that shit. Like,
that's why there's 80,000 people didn't stand, because they don't care either.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, life goes on as normal, and life is going on as normal all over the country. And yeah, but isn't that for every disease? Isn't that for everything? You don't wear a condom until what? You get sick.
Right.
You don't worry about something until you don't stop smoking till you get what? Cancer. No, I'm saying that's when you're sitting there doing whatever. Your liver is failing because you won't stop drinking. That goes with everything.
That's a choice. That's not everybody. Some people quit because they see the signs. I quit smoking cold turkey because I wanted to live for my daughters. So people don't always wait until the damage. If you stop before the damage, then you extend your life. If you
I get it.
Problem.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying this is the normal circumstances of the normal circumstances. You stop because you're like, oh, this could happen, and it could be too late by the time you stop. You wear the mask, or you don't wear it. Like, I think we're switching this up where I feel like it's like everything else now, like everything else. But I could be wrong. I'm not a doctor.
That's the bad part, because everything else is not a pandemic right now. Everything else is not what's filling up the hospitals right now. Everything else is not what's killing us, because we're the ones getting killed, because we're the ones going to the doctor's office being told to go home and hope that it doesn't get worse. Where I know people with influence that when they got it, they got the monoclonal antibodies that everybody say is rare. They got all of these medications and were treated for 24 hours. I ain't never heard nobody in my community getting that type of treatment. But people with money, that's what they're getting. So we have to be mindful of ourselves, because we already got a strike against us when we go to the hospital. They want to give us a Valium or a Xanax and tell us that we're overreacting. I had a patient that came to me with every symptom of COVID. She went to the emergency room. They gave her a Valium until she was overreacting. Never tested her for COVID. She kept getting worse. She went to her primary doctor. He gave her some Xanax, told her she was overreacting. She had every symptom of COVID. By the time she got to me and I got her started on the medication, she still had to go into the hospital because it had went on for so long. Do I think that would have happened to her if she didn't look like me? I seriously doubt it. But that's why you have to know your body. You have to know your symptoms, and you have to be prepared for when it comes into your house, not if, because it's coming.
I don't take this the wrong way. If I knew I can get Valium and Xanax and just lie about COVID, I would be in that hospital right the fuck now.
Jacqueline has a question for you.
If I could get a Xanny and a...
I have not seen any research on metals, but what I will tell you is that you should be disinfecting your car, your office, and your home frequently, then that's
so. Is there any way I get a Xanax from you, Dr. Sequoise? Like, there's no way that like a volume or something. Just
you have to be in Texas in order to get it.
I'm in Texas.
Definitely, you need a couple of volumes. You don't need one. You need maybe 2 or 3.
No. I literally, my tolerance, I really only need one. My tolerance is really like low.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You busted the window out. That's not a one value.
No. That was a whole different time. When I went to the rehab, when they gave me the medicine, it don't take much. They don't really. I always say they like on a scale of 1 to 5. What is your anxiety? I say 5, and then they give me a pill, and I'm like knocked out for like.
Honestly, I think you need some Haldol.
What is that?
Some what?
What is that?
Some what?
Haldol.
Oh,
what is Haldol?
Night.
Is what?
For the aggressive patients.
You know, it's so funny.
That's that night. That's that night.
You know, it's so funny.
That's that night.
You know, it's so funny. The only time I'm aggressive is when I'm on this show. And once I put the laptop on, I'm like the most non-aggressive person that you're ever going to meet. But I get it. Yeah. But I'll take that. I'll take that all day. Anything that puts me to sleep and makes me relax is amazing.
Oh, yeah. That's putting you to sleep all right.
Oh, I'll sleep. I don't care. Like people like, you don't want to sleep for 2 days. Yes, I do. I'll see you on Friday. I'm back. Shawnee Scott had to do something. Okay.
I really wanted to talk on mental health today. With everything that's going on, I think a lot of people are defeated. A lot of people are giving up. And I suggest for you to do a self-check, to know yourself. And if you feel yourself constantly being depressed where you don't want to get out of bed, if you feel yourself not wanting to spend time with your family that you like, because you don't like them all, if you feel yourself no longer wanting to do the things that you used to love to do, you need to contact your primary care provider and ask them to do a depression screening on you. Because depression is the number 2 call I get. Of course, COVID is number 1, but depression is number 2. And especially if you work in a job that you hate right now, you definitely need to be mindful of what's going on up here.
We have literally created a culture and a society that has put so much pressure on each other that people get depressed because the expectations. But the funny thing is, the only people creating these expectations are our dumbasses.
Yes.
It's just us.
We make the question you asked this morning. What about why is it that people don't believe in themselves or why they lack doubt themselves? What was the question you asked?
I forget. By the time we get to this part of the show, but
I was hoping you would ask me that question, but my answer to that question was the reason why we doubt ourselves because like she said, we're conditioned to. My whole life, I want people to say, "Oh, she thinks she's something." When the hell did that become a problem? You're supposed to think you're something.
Yes.
In my 20s, when somebody would say that, I would kind of dim my light. Now I'm just like, baby girl, if you don't think you're something, that's your problem. I think I'm something. You're supposed to think you're something. And we need to stop teaching that to our little girls because they grow up, not being their true selves because they're afraid that their light is going to shine so bright that they offend somebody. And it's crazy.
We are 24 hours a day not telling other people, you're amazing.
Right.
You're amazing.
You're beautiful.
No, we spend 24 hours a day trying to break down why somebody is not amazing.
Exactly.
No matter what it is. It could be LeBron James or the person down the street that has a new car, that bought a new Honda Accord, and I love Honda Accords, and we break that person down on why, they think they the shit because they got a new car. What are you talking about?
Honda. They think they cute.
They look like motivation to get my own car. That's what you're supposed to say.
Yeah, but you can actually, if we were in a society where we literally congratulated other people for going, yo, good job. For real, good job. No matter what it is, your lawn got cut. Yo, your lawn looks great. Your lawn looks amazing.
Applying for $250, letting them know your price is going up again in 2 weeks.
Yeah, or
what you say, Sequoise?
I said, or you just booked the client for $250 and you let them know your price is going up again in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh,
But we Secretia, you're funny. But we don't live in a society. We only compliment people when we believe they're better than us. When we go like, oh my God, we compliment certain people because we have no choice. It would like, I don't understand it. Like, we've created a society where people have anxiety because they're literally trying to get dressed up for us. They're trying to get in shape for us.
Right.
Yeah. And we got the same anxiety. Like, I'm trying to look good in this shirt because I want you to think I look good in this shirt. I'm in shape. And then you're like, I'm trying to look good. I'm trying to go to the gym to look good for you. And you're like, yo, this is maddening. If everybody would just like, yo, I'm good with what you look like. I'm good with what you look like. Everybody's shoulders would go down like 6,000. Like,
or even normalizing self-validation and making it normal to not look for validation outside of yourself or from other people, where people, you don't have, who says that person defines you? That just because that person say, yo, you look really good today, then that's the beginning and the end of your validation.
And I want to give everybody a prescription for the disease that I have. It's called IDGAF.
But this is my thing. This is my thing with that. In all seriousness, I don't give a fuck. That's such a total lie. We all give a fuck. No, you do. You do. Because you wouldn't be on this show if you didn't.
No, I try to give people education.
There is no.
It's not my problem.
When I tell you,
at all,
there's some people we can say we don't give a fuck in certain aspects. There's certain things in your life that you do give a fuck.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, it's, and I get it. I've said the same thing. I don't give a fuck. Yes, I do. It hurts my feelings if people don't like me. It does. It's not going to stop me from saying what I say.
Right.
It's not going to stop me from moving forward. But I'd rather people like me. Like, I'd rather everybody I would rather it'd be a lot easier in life. Like, when I tell a joke on stage, some people don't laugh. And the rest of the people laugh. It still irks me a little bit that those 7 people, like what the.
I couldn't be a comedian because then I would start making fun of them.
Yeah, but I don't even want to make fun of them because if
because I had the platform. Oh, you don't want that? Okay, I get it.
But if you honestly don't think it's funny, but everybody cares. The whole thing that
to some level,
everybody has a level of caring. The people who yell out, I don't give a fuck the most, are the people who really give a fuck the most.
Which a lot of times that's used like, in therapy when people say, well, I don't care. A lot of times it is a way that they cope. That's their way of coping. And we all know that you can have positive and negative ways of coping with things. And sometimes when we say we don't give a F.
Hold up. And I know Sequoise cares. You know why? Because our passion to help people is so on the highest level that I know she cares.
I care about people, but I don't care what they say about me.
And I get that, and we can go back and forth on that.
Because if you tell somebody, says I'm a bad provider, or I don't care about my patient, then we got the box. So I do care. I have to take that.
Yeah, because we care about people, and we honestly do. So it's just like, I wish there was some way. I wish I could drug the country like they do with COVID. Psych, I'm playing. I wish they could drug the country.
What are we gonna do today, Mike?
I wish they could. Yeah, I wish that we could drug the country where people were forced. The first thing out their mind was to say a nice thing about somebody.
I wish I could drug Black and brown people to realize their power of unity. What could be accomplished if we decided to collaborate instead of compete? Because that has been put in our brains for so long to keep us divided. Because if we ever got together and decided that we wanted to help each other grow, we would take over. Like, think about the baddest person in the bedroom is normally us. But bedroom, I said bedroom.
But before before we get to that, if we could just get everybody, just to say good morning to each other.
Oh,
good morning, Mike. Good morning, Sequoise.
Yeah, if we could get, if we could literally make it a rule that we have to say thank you,
right?
And just thank you, thank you, Shawnee, thank you so much.
I did a live about that about 3 years ago.
If we could literally tell women to take their shirts off, okay, I'm sorry, I had to say it. I'm sorry, no, it was just I need Jay Black here. Go ahead. Shawnee, I will fuck you up if you ever do that.
I did a live about three years ago where I was sitting in the parking lot and I said I want to show people something because every time I say it, I get negative comments. I said I'm about to go into, I think it was a Kroger's, and I'm going to speak to every Black woman I see, and I want you guys to see their response. I spoke to like 7. Only one spoke back, and she worked there. Another lady saw me speaking to somebody else. She tried to take off to avoid me and ran into one of those.
What?
Yes.
Running away. Oh wow.
She tried to turn to get away so she wouldn't have to speak to me, and she ran into the cooler. Like we don't speak to each other. We don't say, "Hey, I like your hair. I like your nails. I like your shoes." Like we need to make that normal.
Thank you, Sean Robinson.
Or if when they say that,
take a shirt
I had on some shoes the other day, and the lady was like, "Oh, I like your shoes. Those are so nice." And I said, "Yeah, I got them from Dillard's right down there in Cedar Hill." And she was like, "Oh, really?" I said, "Yeah, they got plenty. Go get you some." But people won't tell you. They be like, "I don't want anybody to know what I got." That's
like yours.
I don't want nobody to say.
Yeah, that falls into a deeper level of insecurity about oneself, though. That's
Taj, and put Taj back up because I don't want to ignore her. I want to make sure that you understand. Like we feel you on the depression and being in the middle of depression and how hard that is. Trust me, I got a bottle full of pills that I take every day. So
seasonal depression is real.
It's really
as well, for people who have clinical depression, when you're talking about seasonal depression, sometimes that's a compound onto depression that you are already experiencing throughout the year. It's what we call the low lows. And I think that's something that we need to have a conversation about, period, in our community.
And Taj, let me tell you something. Out here in Texas, we got the ability, like, because I know my therapist was like, you have to walk outside and get in the sun if the sun is available.
Absolutely. Vitamin D. Yes.
And there's sometimes you just got to walk. Vitamin D. Yeah. And you got to walk outside. And I'm telling you, it changes my whole perspective when I walk outside and the sun hits and I just like take like a 10-minute walk because I'll be in my own head and start that darkness. Because I'm telling you, I don't know what it is about the dark. But it's something about the sun when you walk out there that changes everything. So I just didn't want to ignore. I know that depression feeling, and I know how that shit feels like 1,000 pounds are on your chest, and you don't understand why you can't get off the couch, and you don't understand why you can't get out your bed, and you don't understand why you're sitting in the shower for an hour. You don't even get it. But I just want to. I don't have an answer for it, but sweetheart, I get it. Like trust me, I get it because I'm popping pills every morning just to keep my brain going and not fall into that deep, dark spot. So I just want to say we love you and I don't want you to think we were overlooking it.
No, and then go ahead.
What about that sun they made was it in Japan?
Yeah, the new sun. They made a new sun.
They made sun and it came up for a little while. Everything 70 degrees.
Oh man, that would be great. San Diego.
No, it was like in Japan or somewhere. Somebody on the live saying something about it too. Yeah, let me find it.
I believe it.
I think it was in Japan. They made the sun.
Going back to Tasha, while you pull it up, I would say find yourself some type of self-care routine. Something that you enjoy doing. It could be journaling, it could be meditation.
Or you can just get the rose. You can get the rose. Like you can get the rose.
There's a lot of things you can Google or YouTube different self-care routines and find you one and start doing that. That's a good starting place.
And get your laugh on. And get your laugh on. And Sequoise is totally right. But laugh at everything, girl.
Oh yeah.
But if you're in a state of
laughter is the best medicine.
If you are in a constant state of where you know that there's a level, I don't know if you've been diagnosed or not, if you have clinical depression, it is important that you also find a therapist that you can identify with. And sometimes you have to go through 2, 3, 4 in order to find that good fit. But even with the medication, you have to have that's not the only way to go. And medication only works when you have it in conjunction with therapy. And so those are that's something that I'm giving to you that I would say that you need. She dropped off of live, but
oh damn, where you go, girl? Come back.
Oh my goodness,
come back in the club. Come back in the club.
Don't ignore it. Don't ignore your the things that you're going through. They're very real. They're very valid. And I'm just telling you, I know it sounds very cliche. Oh, go see somebody, but that is something that is going to help you. And we need to make it a part of, just like you go to the doctor if you stub your toe, if you hurt the outside of your body, you need to go see someone for the inside of your body as well.
Right, once I get off probation, I'm smoking weed. I don't care what Jay Black says.
No, you are not. No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No,
yes, I am.
you're not.
Watch.
No,
I can't wait.
So then you need to go to a holistic doctor, or maybe someone who specializes in that, if that's the route that you're going to take, Michael Shawn.
We are not letting him do that.
Oh, y'all.
Phone died.
Oh, your phone died. I'm sorry,
yes,
sweetie.
We
I
are
didn't
not
hear you.
letting
My
you
bad,
do that, Mike Shawn.
First of all, the first time that y'all thought y'all could let me do something was the first mistake.
I didn't use those words. I know that those are trigger words for you. I did not say let me. I know
we are not
that those are trigger
allowing
words for Mike.
letting you to do that. We're not letting you do that.
So we're gonna rephrase it.
I'm blowing trees.
No,
Mike, we would prefer that you choose or select another coping.
Don't be nice now. Don't be nice now. Don't be nice now.
We would prefer that you select something else.
January 2023. Yeah, that'll be January. I'm smoking a blunt. I'm gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Y'all got a whole year.
Okay, we can work this out.
Y'all got a whole year.
We can make you an artificial one, like China. So
I don't
China
want
debuted.
Artificial. What is that? It's like give me a sex doll. I don't want a sex doll.
Yeah,
yeah,
it works.
What up, cousin? And my boy Mike. Somebody said, "What up?" Whose cousin is that?
Hey, McKinley.
Is that your cousin? Because Shawnee got cousins all over the world.
I guess
Shawnee Shawnee got cousins everywhere.
McKinley. Maybe that is my cousin. Hey, cousin.
You know how many times I've been in a 7-Eleven out here and somebody say, "Oh, I was just at the Quick Trip," and somebody, I swear, I was at the Quick Trip and I had my energy drink and my water, and the dude had a mask on, and he was like, "What up, Mike Shawn?" I was like, "Hey, what's up?" Like he was like, "Shawnee's cousin." I said, "Shawnee Scott?" "Yeah, Shawnee Scott's cousin." And I was like, "Oh shit!" I said, "Shawnee Scott is connected throughout this whole."
Mo, where did you go?
And she right there with her Sade album cover sweater on.
Oh, no, over here. She was out. She had her camera on.
There we go.
Put that over your shoulder, girl. I'm going to beat your ass.
Broke out the shoulder out today.
It's an off-the-shoulder sweater. It's an oversized sweater, but it's just off the shoulder a little bit.
Don't nobody need no shoulder right now. Don't nobody know. We're about to wrap this show
sometimes up. You got to work with what you got. And right now it's the show.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
That is my cousin. That's Darwin. My cousin, Darwin. He's putting his last name is up there. You got... But okay, maybe you didn't want me to say your name. I'm sorry.
No, Shawnee got cousins.
That's my little cousin. Yeah.
Whatever. Shawnee got cousins all over the place. You be in jail, Shawnee got cousins. You be in church, Shawnee got cousins. You be at the IHOP, Shawnee got cousins. Like it don't matter what it is.
So what is this? You said this is an artificial sun in Japan.
This is the artificial sun that they created in China, and they're gonna send it to space. So here it is. Let me see if I can make it play.
Squid Game. Motherfucker send a sun up. And they got the best iPhones in the world. Like they got the best iPhones.
On January 2nd, they did this. And that was at
y'all can't see this. They sent a sun up.
An artificial sun.
Motherfuckers cheering for the artificial.
This is very interesting because so staying in orbit, how do they know how to move it to where where it's not gonna mess up?
Do you know who we're talking about? They know exactly what they're doing.
Exactly. What if they send it over here to fry our asses?
They know exactly what they're doing. China, Japan are always 6,000 years ahead of us. China has the technology to do stuff like this. Yes, Grover 29 _ 98. They got the technology. We in a dome. Listen, y'all, we in a dome anyway. We're in a dome. There's a dome over. I believe we're in a dome.
This is crazy.
I'm telling you.
So
like just enjoy. Ignorance is bliss. Go ahead, Shawnee. Go ahead.
They say that it burns 5 times hotter than the actual sun. And
how do they even know how hot the sun burns? Like, who's been close enough to take the temperature?
Scary.
Yeah. And they, and they're saying that this is how they kind of control our weather and our temperature.
And so do you know what that would do to the ecosystem for somebody to be able to manually control? And you talking about global warming now? Think about somebody being able to speed that up times, how they say how many 3 or 5 times what the sun is already doing.
They've been, but they've been controlling it. They've been controlling hurricanes and stuff like that. They've been controlling rain. Like they got
the sun can do more damage than those things when you're talking about to the ecosystem, to things like that. That's scary to me.
It is.
That's scary. That should be considered a weapon. Yeah, that could be considered a weapon.
What we scared of? What can we do about it, y'all? Not a fucking thing. Just enjoy your suntan and put your like make sure you protect yourself from sunburn. Why are we worried about this? We can't do a fucking thing about this. Nothing.
You're gonna have more young people develop melanoma, all kinds of things. Watch behind something like this.
And ain't nothing we can do about it. Like, we really think we got control of that. Oh, you got control of what you gonna do today. Like, if Japanese or China wants to put a sun in the air, what we doing? What we gonna do? Get an umbrella. Get an umbrella and hide yourself from the sun.
Stay in the house.
Stay in the house.
He said they're trying to get more work hours out of people.
They're trying to make it
get more work
longer daytime, longer work hours.
So the sun was supposed to reach there's artificial 120 million degrees Fahrenheit, and it stays there for 1,000.
First of all, this is why I don't believe that video that we just saw. This is why I don't believe that video that we just saw. This is why that video was bullshit. A sun ain't that hot and just rises and everybody just looks directly at it. I'm gonna leave it at that. A sun doesn't rise that close to you and you can look directly at it. Motherfucker, you're burned. First of all, nobody has ever just risen a sun. Like, we gonna rise a sun straight out off the block and it's just gonna come up and we're all gonna hold our fucking phones and look at the sun. Get the fuck out of here. Like, stop.
Oh, wow. Wait a minute. They got us with this one. So and this is why it's so important to read the whole article. So this is what happened. So I'm saying, okay, no, this is false. China did not launch an artificial sun into the sky. Scientists at the Chinese Academy of Sciences Hefei Institute of Physical Science have been able to achieve temperatures higher than the sun in their nuclear fusion facilities, but that does not involve launching balls of plasma into orbit. Videos claiming to show the fireball being launched into space are in fact sourced from satellite launch footage.
Who believe? That's what I just said.
Yeah,
if you launch, hold on. Let me tell you how ridiculous we are. We believe that if you launch a sun, and in China, do you know if it's Tuesday night in here, like it's Tuesday afternoon there, and they launch a sun, all of a sudden it's Tuesday afternoon here at 8:00 at night. You can't launch a sun and nobody noticed the shit. You can't launch a sun. Yeah. You'd be better off launching a moon, maybe. But a sun?
The concept is still scary. The concept is still scary to me because so shall a man thinketh, so shall technology develop. And so I always say that when somebody thinks something like that or has some type of, everybody has these vivid imaginations. We used to think that cloning and robots that look like a human being was so far-fetched, and look now, look where we are. So
All right.
I wouldn't say that it is something that's off the table or unaccountable.
By the time they launch a son, we would have been dead 7 times. I promise you. We're going to be dead 7 times. And maybe hopefully we come back, because I hope reincarnation is for real, because I want to do over. But I hope, but we.
Does it do over count if you don't come back with the same information?
No, I want to do over with some of the same information. Like, I don't want to cheat.
Funny, Mark.
I fail science, Mike. We all fail science. We all sit up here going like, they launched the sun. Motherfuckers can't launch the sun.
I was thinking like
Mo already changed religion. She was like, I'm scared. No, they can't launch the sun.
Listen, because I understand how technology always trying to mimic what Mother Nature has done. I think that science is always on the chase of mimicking in some type of manufacturing what Mother Nature has done, and it's a recipe for disaster. It's been proven over and over and over.
If they launch the sun, this is what your Tuesday night would have looked like right here. This is your Tuesday night. You're like, what the fuck? Oh shit! It's Tuesday night. What the fuck is going on here?
Black curtains.
I don't think the blackout curtains would even save you from that one, Mike.
All right, tell some stories, and Sequoise, stay here and just like, if Mo, you got some stories. We don't know if these stories are true. We don't even care they're true. We just said a sun got launched, so you know we don't give a damn. If we got some stories, we might have to retract them, but it's Sexy Mo with allegedly with Sexy Mo.
Yes. Well, Michael Shawn, Illmatic is one of my favorite rap albums of all times. I make no secret about that. And reportedly, allegedly, Pete Rock is preparing to sue Nas over royalties from the 1994 album. We all know it's a classic, but according to my sources, they say Pete Rock hasn't been paid for his work. He produced several tracks off of Illmatic, The World Is Yours, amongst a few of them, and he's saying that, hey, Nas and his people stonewalled me since 94, and his New Year's resolution for 2022 is to get what they owe.
So 2022, you're going to get the money from 1990. Nah, I'm not mad.
Why are you waiting long?
But why? Yeah, why the fuck? This all right, P-Rock, just go get your
money. If he sues and he's
successful, it's not Nas. You got to go at the record label. It's not Nas that you're suing. You're suing the record label. You're not suing Nas.
Right.
Because Nas was on the contract. Nas was on the contract to the record label and did not have a great record deal at that moment. So the record label was supposed to be the person that actually paid Pete Rock, and it got out of Nas's budget. So if they didn't pay Pete Rock, then that whoever it is, Columbia or whoever the hell Illmatic was on. I don't know. I had to check my phone.
Well, he's claiming that he signed a contract agreeing that he would receive a portion of the profits from The World Is Yours, and he hasn't received the dime of the money.
His song.
Yes. And so, of course, Nas has worked with a lot of different producers over the years, Hit Boy, Premier, and, Pete Rock is saying that he needs his money. And I guess
you wait? How did you wait? How did you wait when that song was one of the hottest songs on that album? Like, how did you not get paid? What?
He said that he's stating that there's a contract that was signed between him and Nas that he was supposed to get royalties from The World Is Yours. And
no, he has to get royalties because on the album, Pete Rock's name is on the album. Because that was back in the day when you had a CD and you actually, and I remember sitting there. Well, I had the actual album version, cassette version, and the CD version. Shows you how old my ass is on that. And yeah, I'm old as fuck. But his name is on the credits. Like, everybody know Pete Rock produced Whose World Is This? And then he produced there was a remix to it that he produced. Shit, that would be fucked up. That would be horrible. Like, whose world is this? The world is yours. The world is mine. Is mine. Is mine.
Well, they're saying that if he does bring this to court and he sues and he wins, that just off of that alone, he is going to be into the millions of getting his royalties for that. So, let's see what happens. I love Nas. I'm hoping that, that there's no love loss. They've had a very long relationship in terms of business wise in the business. And I respect both artists. I hope that that's not the case.
But there's no way that Nas has to pay this. It has to be the record company.
Well, in a lawsuit, they put everybody's name. Regardless, they put everybody's name. And depending on how the contract was set up, maybe, once we get our hands on that and we're able to look at what the parameters of the contract was, maybe he is, maybe he can come after them. But in lawsuits, mostly they put everybody's name in there and see who stick.
So Tosh said P-Rock didn't do the remix. So did Large Professor do the remix? I know we get too deep.
Or was it?
But I know he did the original. Whose World Is This? I know he did that. But he rhymed. He rhymed on a remix. Or was it that? That might have been the Chuck D. Okay, that might have been. Okay, all right. I'm getting too deep. Sorry, Tosh. The show is very educational, man. Because he rhymed on Shut It Down, the remix. I Shut It Down, Shut It, and Pete Rock did the remix. He rhymed on that. So maybe he didn't do the remix for Whose World Is. Yeah, but he did the original. The world is yours. Yeah, the world is yours. Whose world is this? So he was on the hook, and he did produce the track. But I thought there was a remix that he was on. So you might be right, Tosh. Tosh be checking us. So you be depressed, but you be up on your shit, girl. I'll tell you.
Listen, she's definitely hip hop. Well, I'll tell you somebody else in hip hop, Michael Shawn, who may benefit from the law you put in place about vasectomies.
Try to tell y'all. I'm just trying to do my part.
Well, I think that Drake is trying to formalize his own way of preventing women from trapping him and having babies, because allegedly a woman is claiming that after she had sex with him, he put hot sauce in the condom. Now, allegedly, she said he put hot sauce in the condom to stop her from stealing his sperm and getting pregnant. She said a few weeks ago she had sex with Drake in a hotel room. And reportedly, when he went to the bathroom and put the condom in the trash, like y'all guys do, she said, he left. She went and tiptoed in the bathroom, pulled the condom out the trash, and went to insert the opening into her vagina, and she felt the hot sauce. So therein lies the problem.
That is just, you know what?
Therein lies the problem. She said that she screamed that he admitted that he poured a packet of hot sauce into the condom to kill the sperm.
But you know what? But this is why you got to be a dumb bitch. Like
she didn't see that it was red.
I did some research on that. Some hot sauce, like the not the habanero, but this other hot sauce is not. It's not red. It's like a yellowish color.
Well, you know what I wish?
It might have been that.
I wish Drake would have put a mouse trap in the condom.
Oh Lord!
You got to be a slimy bitch. And any chick who's ever done this, you got to be a slimy bitch to go find a condom that he purposely used because he did not want to get you pregnant and did not want to catch something from you. Are you really kidding me? How pathetic you are!
But you got caught, and you got caught. You did it
for that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm wondering if there's some type of lawsuit that could be brought up against the young lady who decided to go pull Drake's condom out of the trash and insert it into her vajayjay.
And Drake, this is why I just put it directly in the butt.
Well, that doesn't guarantee that you can't get someone pregnant.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired of this trifling ass activity that we actually justify it by we have to tell these dumb stories. Y'all trifling motherfuckers. All y'all are so goddamn trifling. You went into a trash.
Not trifling, nasty.
Nasty. So let me get this straight. Let's just say this worked, right? Let's just say this worked. Let's say you went and you grabbed the condom and you poured it into your vagina and you got pregnant. At a certain point, maybe when a kid is like 18 or 19, you have to tell the kid how in the hell you were conceived. You were a trash baby. I took you out the trash and I poured you in my vagina.
You think they're really going to admit that?
No, at a certain point, because Drake's going to find out, like Drake's the dad. So at a certain point, Drake's going to have to sit down with the boy or the girl, and he's going to tell her, like, let's say they're 18, 19. Like, let me tell you how it really happened. And you got to go to your mom and be like, bitch, you took me out the trash I was conceived. I was a trash baby. I wasn't supposed to be here. Like, I'd rather you tell me you almost had an abortion than you took me out the trash. Like, this is amazing, y'all. This is
well, Drake snapped back on social media on Instagram, and he basically said, "You can have your 15 minutes of fame. I'll take the other 23 hours and 45 minutes. Period." I don't think that he's worried, but I'm pretty sure any other woman who was out there smashing Drake, I bet you'll learn from this situation and not take any condoms out the trash can.
He should just get a woman and settle down.
No, he shouldn't. No, he shouldn't. He shouldn't.
I mean, I think that he has a right not to have his sperm stolen out of the trash can, and somebody deliberately trying to trap him. And you know, I mean, y'all both adults, y'all had consensual sex, and y'all had consensual protected sex. So for the woman to go back and take the condom out and be on a whole nother agenda, I think that there should be some law against that. That's entrapment.
I'm making everybody sign a damn clearance, and I'm having a lawyer every time.
A dick clearance. You put dick clearances in the back.
I'm having an actual lawyer there, and because I can't anymore. Like, y'all digging in my trash can, I can't. Like, I'm doing the whole thing. Like,
that's a new low for me.
But a lot of these, and this is how a lot of these artists get jammed up, from women poking holes in condoms and bringing their own condoms. No, I'm good. I got you. I think that on one series I saw where they were teaching, like during onboarding for the season for football, they were teaching a lot of the young players, like what not to do and how not to get trapped and caught up. And one was not letting the lady bring a condom.
I am 50 years old. If I blow up, I might get a vasectomy next year. I don't know. Like, I might. Like, if something really crazy happens and I just blow the fuck up, even though I don't even know what my sperm count is like, I think I can get people pregnant. But just in case, if I blow up, I'm getting a vasectomy.
If I was Stacy, I'd be around behind you. Like, what you say? What was that?
Give a fuck. Ain't nobody going nowhere. I'm talking, if I blow up and I hit $100 million by next year, just in case, I'm getting a vasectomy. I'm like, Stace, just in case. Because I would get a vasectomy the day I got drafted in the NBA, the NFL, or Major League Baseball. I know that doesn't stop you from getting STDs. I get it. But what you're not going to do is get a permanent check from me. I would tell every athlete.
Don't say that, Mike.
It's a lot of them that got babies by famous people and still not getting
right. And there are people who are, I mean, there are women who are out here who that's what they do. Like, that's their game plan, is to get knocked up by an NFL or NBA player. And all they want is that one. There are people out here who actually, that's their game plan of, that's all they hook up with, are NBA players and NFL players, and have, multiple babies by different either artists or basketball players, producers.
Y'all can send this wherever y'all want. Amber Rose was on a mission to be with Kanye West in Philly.
She was the blueprint, or she's one of the blueprint of what we're talking about.
Now, she didn't get pregnant, but she was on a mission to be with Kanye West. So, get a vasectomy. You can get it, retracted.
But don't you think a vasectomy is really that's extreme. It's severe. It's extreme.
I agree with y'all at first, but now I can see Mike's point, because it's easily reversible. You can freeze your sperm, and then that's one less headache with all the other pressures that you have to worry about.
Ask Dr. Dre.
They're coming for you to try to get pregnant.
Ask how much money gets paid in child support by these celebrities and tell me what's extreme. Giving somebody $50,000 a month for 18 years or getting a vasectomy. Y'all stop playing with me.
Well, every artist thinks it can't happen to them. Everybody, a lot of people say, "Oh, it ain't gonna happen to me. I ain't gonna get caught up. I'm too smart for that." And boom, bam.
I think there should be more training in the schools for the little girls to realize to go out and get your own money. Like your power lies in between your ears and not in between your legs. So if you want to guarantee you a check, get it yourself.
You got some grown women who will say, I make my own money, but I want to spend Craig's too. And that's their mindset. And so therefore, and some of these women are educated. Some of them have been to college. But their game plan is, I want to get knocked up by somebody who can make sure that me and mine are financially secure.
And little boys don't have fathers because, the system has locked all the fathers up and made sure that fathers are like extinct to let a little boy know that the most powerful thing you will ever be involved in is a vagina. And be very careful because there's no way you can explain what it feels like to be in a vagina. There's no explanation. None. There's none you can compare it to. You can't compare anything. I don't care what the person looks like.
If you were to compare it to something, just like on a scale of 1 to 10, like how close is it?
No, I hate when people try and compare things to vagina. Like, oh my God, like the whole orgasm thing. Oh my God, this cheesesteak is almost like an orgasm. Bitch, no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
So there's no food that comes close to.
No, because if Cheesecake made me have an orgasm, the Cheesecake Factory would be rammed. It would be like a 3-day line in front of the Cheesecake Factory with dudes wearing sweatpants and shit. But how long you been in line? 2 days. What you here for? The orgasm cheesecake. Get the fuck out of here. Like, ain't nothing you can explain. You can't explain a vagina and you can't explain an orgasm.
That's funny.
You can't explain.
But it's as close to, because there are sexual addictions. It's an addiction that people don't talk about because they.
All right. Let me break this down for you. How addictive, how orgasms are more powerful than anything. When you go to a rehab, you go to a rehab for heroin, alcohol, cocaine, or pills. When you go there and they are going to teach you how to live life without the drug. When you go to a rehab for sexual addiction, they are teaching you how to live with still doing the drug because they know it's impossible to get you to stop. It's impossible. There's no way.
And for sex addicts, it's more so teaching you or reprogramming you to have healthy sexual habits. Meaning, no, you ain't in the bathroom at work. You meet because it's an inopportune time, or it affects you. Well, I mean, that's the whole thing with addiction anyway. Is it something that's intrusive on your daily responsibilities and things like that? But
I wish I would have went to a rehab that could teach me how to drink responsibly. I would have paid extra money for that. Yeah. But orgasms and sex addiction, they'd be like, we got to teach you how to do it responsibly because there's no way we can't beat this one.
Because it's an involuntary response. You can actually have a dream and have an orgasm in your dream without even being physically touched. So how can that the way that they treat that addiction has to be different than a substance abuse.
I haven't had a good dream like that in a minute, man.
There are some people who practice tantric things where they have this mind and body out of experience, whatever, and they can actually will their way to an orgasm without touching themselves.
Damn.
Yeah.
I couldn't even, some nights I couldn't will myself to get an erection. Jesus, like God. That is unfair. You can actually will yourself to an orgasm. All right, ladies.
Right, you have to learn how to manage it. Right.
Kelly said being a sex addict is what? Being a sex addict is rough. You definitely have to learn how to manage. Kelly?
And we're not talking about your regular horn dog who's just want it all the time. You're talking about somebody who literally has a real addiction to sex, to where there is nothing more that they think about, want to do, or do more than sex.
We might have to give Kelly a square and might have to. I want to hear about. I want to hear about like sexual addiction and stuff like that. All right, ladies. It's been Michael Shawn and the ovaries again. Listen, Jay Black. I know you sick. homie. I know you sick.
Glad.
God damn, Jay, come on. Like, you overdoing this COVID shit now. Come on. I need you back in the square.
COVID is no joke.
I need you to irritate me and get under my skin.
Okay, get better, Jay.
Fuck you. I miss you. Listen, can you please just get on and like, I'm gonna call you after the show and see how you're doing. Because Jay's been having highs and lows. Like, Jay's been like, we were laughing on the phone, and then I heard his energy go away, and I was like, all right, go back to the lady. He's like, yeah, I'm done.
That's COVID.
Thank you, Tam. So I need Jay Black on here, but thank you, ladies. Love you. Love all three of you guys. Sequoise, anything you want to promote before we get out of here?
Not that I can think of, because I'm not doing my show after this one because I had to go to the chiropractor. I hurt my back.
Oh,
your husband was doing that? Go ahead.
I actually had a patient that said
knock the spine out of alignment.
You better stop underestimating your husband.
That's a good marriage. Wait a minute. That's a good marriage. He's still knocking your spine out of alignment. That's a good marriage, girl.
Cause I know I ain't heard Stacy's spine in years. Like, Jesus, God bless him. Stacy waiting for some spinal cord adjustment. I'm like, I ain't even got it, Mom. I ain't even got it. I ain't even got it like that. I can't even do it. All right, listen, y'all. We'll be back tomorrow. Don't forget Thursday. Today's Wednesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Today's Wednesday.
Tomorrow's a comedy show.
Tomorrow's a comedy show at the Arlington Improv. Call 817-635-5555. ImprovTX.com/Arlington, or tap the link in my bio. It's the Farewell for Now comedy show. So make sure you get those tickets. Also, what else? I think that's it. All right, love me for who I am, not who you want me to be, because I can never be that. Understand there's only one thing in life that's guaranteed. It will end. Enjoy every minute, every second. You fight for every single thing. Fight for your happiness, and never let somebody steal that from you. It's Micah Shawn and the ovaries. We see you tomorrow. Yeah, yo.
Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legend, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.